Welcome to DudeNoWay Live, where we embark on a quest to play the greatest games of all time. I'm your host, Moonchild of DudeNoWay, and today it is the Moira match analysis in Overwatch 2. We're going to be diving in. We've got some viewer gameplay today featuring some competitive Moira, and if you would like to have your gameplay reviewed here on the show, you can send your import code to DudeNoWayLive@gmail.com, and I would be happy to turn it into some content. So basically the idea behind this series is we're going to be looking for mistakes and room for improvement, places there that the plays went awry and things could have gone better. We're going to be breaking it down every step of the way. We're going to be frequently pausing and analyzing the entire game, not just the Moira herself, but everything that her teammates are doing as well, so that the additional context can help you guys do better when you decide you want to queue up for competitive. And if you are a support main, you know what it's like queuing into comp. You know, it could be a mixed bag. It can be good, it could be bad. There's a lot of people that are really positive towards support players, and there's a lot of really negative people towards support players. So it really kind of depends on the team that you get. You're shooting in the dark. You never know for certain whether or not the people that you're playing with, unless you queue with a team, are going to be nice. So support is maybe one of the most hated roles from bad players who don't understand why they can't win the game. The worse the player is, the more likely they are to say, well, I didn't have healing. You know what I mean? So the game that we're going to be looking at first is going to be on Lijiang Tower, sent in by our viewer, Storm, and she says, these are bad games at the start of the season. I feel like we lost this game because of me. Everywhere I went seemed to be the wrong place. I was getting killed by a bad Ryan every time I went to try and kill the backline. Well, that can be a problem. Reinhardt, especially in the lower ranks, is an actual terror and can be extremely difficult for people to deal with. And because of that, you have to play around this character. As you get into the higher ranks, he becomes less and less of a threat as people understand kind of better how to deal with Ryan in general. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna load it up. We got Lijiang Tower is first, and we're gonna check it out. Alright, so we are starting off here on Lijiang Tower. We're going to go ahead and put it on you. You are starting off as Mercy, but you swap over to Moira in the first, minute of the game. I believe after your first death, which happens very, very quickly. And so, let's just go ahead and fast forward just a bit here, just so that we can get to the start of the game, so that I'm not talking about what everybody's going to play, and then they swap characters. Alright, so straight off the start here, you have an Illari as your other support, which means that you are going to probably be the bulk of the healing, because Illari is so dependent on whether or not her healing pylon can be given its value. If the healing pylon gets left alone, Illari becomes an absolute menace in terms of both the healing output that she could put out, as well as the damage output. The burst damage that she can put out is extremely high as well, with a very strong support ultimate. In terms of getting kills, Illari is one of the more aggressive and stronger support for aggressive play, and not necessarily dive, but can chill out in the back line and very easily pick off the enemy team. So this is a strong support for you to begin with. You have an Echo, which is decent on this map because Lijiang Tower Control Center, I believe this is Control Center, right, has a high ceiling, and because of that, Echo can utilize her vertical space and her ability to fly pretty well. You have a Hanzo on your team, which is a very high-risk, high-reward character, and Hanzo is actually, if I were to make a tier list, I'd say Hanzo is at the lower end of the B tier. He's pretty bad for most cases, because when Season 9 hit, they increased everybody's health bars, and now characters have 250 HP, and the main part of playing a sniper character, the value of this character, is being able to one-shot people, which he can no longer do. And that becomes more of a problem when you have characters like Cassidy or Reaper. I believe Mei is also one of them. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but they have more than 250 HP, which means they survive with more than just a bee's dick worth of hit points remaining after being headshot by the arrow. So Hanzo is in a very poor state right now, And I believe he actually received some nerfs as well, making it a little bit more difficult to hit his shots. So poor Hanzo, he's gone the route of his brother Genji, where they just keep getting put into the toilet over and over again. And pretty much right now, there's almost no reason to play Hanzo over a different character. Sojourn can get a much higher amount of value while still maintaining that extreme burst potential. Even Widowmaker can still one-hit characters if she fully charges her weapon. So Hanzo kind of an L pick at this moment. You have a Junker Queen, which I would say is maybe like not the worst tank, but very close to the worst tank that you could possibly have. And playing into a Reinhardt, I would say Reinhardt is even actually better than Queen right now, although Queen can get a lot of versatility and value out of her ultimate and her bleeds. That does make her a formidable opponent. The main thing that makes Queen like pretty strong is her shotgun, which requires you to hit the knife, pull them close, and then one hit them with a shotgun, and that can only be pulled off on the squishier characters in the game. That being said, she fails a little bit insofar as that her damage was not increased to combat the larger health pools inside of Season 9. So she's not in a great place. This is just a worse version of Roadhog right now. So it feels bad, but this is your starting lineup. This is what you're going to start with. And again, you are going to swap to the Moira after your first death. On the other team, you have a Rein and a Brig, which means a very brawly front line for their team. They're going to be getting aggressive on you, and it's going to make it very difficult inside of that close range, as well as a Venture, which again is going to be extremely difficult to deal with the Reinhardt swinging in your face and the Brig kind of knocking you around with her whiplash and also gaining the healing, the automatic healing from just attacking people. The Venture is going to have kind of free reign to do whatever they please, and against you, against your team, that is going to be very difficult to deal with, although Echo kind of hard counters the Venture, assuming she can stay out of Venture's damage range. And like the Echo can play high in the sky, she could play far away, and while both of them are projectile DPS, not all DPS are created equal. And the very short damage fall off of Venture, their ability to fire on people ends at around 20 meters, where Echo can continue to hit people from extremely, extremely long distances. And because of that, potentially Echo is the one that will be countering the Venture. That being said, the Hanzo can put some serious damage into them, but Venture has the mobility to escape Hanzo in a lot of different ways. They can use their drill dash to put them into the sky. They can use their dig to go under the ground, where they're completely immune to all damage and can't be headshot by the Hanzo. So going to be very difficult to deal with this Venture. The Bastion on the other team, you guys have pretty much no one to deal with Bastion right now. The Hanzo does not have enough damage unless Bastion is not in his turret form, or somehow Hanzo gets behind him. There's absolutely no way that the Hanzo can deal with the Bastion. Your Illari is going to need to combo up with one of your DPS, or potentially your tank, to be able to kill this Bastion and deny them the value of their tank form. Bastion is not the greatest pick in terms of DPS right now, but that being said, at lower ranks, they become a very hard character to deal with, because Bastion can utilize the tank form to put out extreme burst damage, and even though the tank form has an extremely long cooldown, they can utilize their hit scan potential to take out your Echo while in the sky, which means that the Bastion here is actually a strong pick against your team. It's going to be very difficult for you to deal with that. In addition to that, they have a Mercy, which means that when Reinhardt goes down, if you ever actually kill the Reinhardt, who I assume is going to be extremely aggressive because this is a low-ranked tank who probably doesn't understand how to play Rein very well, when they get extremely aggressive, if they push too far and they die, the Mercy can fly in and get the res on them, and because this is a lower rank, you are going to be seeing that Mercy get away with the res quite a few times. I would wager most of the time this Mercy does not get punished for jumping into your backline and trying to res the Reinhardt when he charges too deep, right? So again, we're going to go ahead and let this play out. You're going to swap to the Moira after your first death, which happens within the first, 60 seconds of the game. You're starting off as Mercy. You got the damage beam on the Echo, so this is good. You can, with the Echo sticky bombs, when damage boosted, can deal a significant amount of damage. And it gives you the ability to stay in the sky, which counters their kind of close-range aggression. But that being said, that requires your Echo to actually be good. Your tank already dead here. You go for the res, literally right in front of the Bastion, while the Bastion is getting pocketed by their Mercy. And again, like this res was extremely dangerous off the start anyway, because their Brig was already here, and Brig can whip shot you away from the res and deny you the value, put your res on cooldown and deny you the value of it. But more than just that, the Bastion just immediately obliterates you in this range. While Bastion has pretty hard damage fall off, your character being this close means that there is no damage fall off. You're just going to get instantly deleted, and that is indeed what happens. And this is when you make the Moira swap. That was a very dangerous res to try and get. There's 3 of the enemy team here, and with Venture right here, so 4 in this room with you. You probably could not have lived through that if you tried. So, you've got, their team is aggressing onto the point. 2 of your team are dead right now, and your squad should know that it's time to retreat, right? The Hanzo on your squad actually is able to headshot and kill the Venture on their team. But that being said, Reinhardt's still here, Bastion's still here, both of their support are still alive. You are down the tank and the support, which means that your team loses this fight. Just straight up loses this fight. You don't have the DPS necessary to be able to kill their entire team before they die on their own. Illari does not have the healing potential to keep your squad alive either. So in this moment, everyone should be retreating. And here comes Rein, doing what Rein does, right? The Mercy, while free in the backline, is able to just immediately res the Venture, completely denying the value that your Hanzo was able to generate. And because of that, the team is now in a 3v5 scenario, which is just a straight up loss. There's no way that they win in a 3v5. They need to be falling back. Illari still being here means that your team is about to be out your other support player as well. And this is low-level thinking, right? To think that they can do anything at this point instead of falling back and trying to get to the team is foolish at best. And I'm being generous when I say it's foolish. Like, it's actually ridiculous. Just a little too far away to heal that Echo. She did get into your stream, so that's good. When you start, you know, I hope you've been practicing with the range of the Moira heal. You've got your healing ball as your healing orb as well, also bouncing around out here, so able to give you a little bit of that support. You see the Reinhardt is full charging right now. And in this moment when Rein is full charging, you guys have the potential to punish him for his mistake, right? While Echo is not full health, right now if she comes around the corner and she decides she can help you, she can fly over top of the Reinhardt shield inside of this outdoor area. She could fly directly over top of him. And then it doesn't matter when Rein holds the shield up, because he would have to look up in the sky, completely removing the shield from his actual body and opening himself up to the damage of your entire team. Both yours and Junker Queen. And if he doesn't do that, then Echo can just beam him from the sky. But that being said, that would require Echo to understand that she needs to be out here peeling this Reinhardt off of you, seeing that this is the moment to kill Rein when he charges too deep. And if your Rein pins this Junker Queen, it's going to be over for your team very quickly. Yes, all right, good. This Rein is way, way too deep. And again, this is with the Mercy going down over by the point. The Hanzo has secured the victory for your squad. This is incredibly low-level gameplay on the part of the Reinhardt. To charge all the way to your spawn and be here with no support, you can tell that this guy is, like, flat out just doesn't understand how to Overwatch. Don't forget that you can walk directly into the spawn. You have this immunity door right here where you can still damage him, and if he hits you with a fire strike or anything like that, you can very easily just walk right in and get the full heal all the way back up without having to worry about taking any more damage. While you're behind that door, you're completely immune. And in those moments that you have been attacking this Reinhardt, the Venture on their team has killed your Hanzo. The Bastion has killed your Echo. The Brig has support diffed your Illari. And it is now you and Reinhardt versus the entire team. So the only person that's dead on their side is Mercy, who is coming back from their spawn right now, and the Reinhardt needs to die immediately, and if he doesn't, then, you know, it's very possible that your team just straight up loses this fight based on the fact that their team will be back together, right? You see that the Brig is out here. She is throwing the healing packs to the Reinhardt, trying to keep him alive. She hits you from incredibly long range with the whip shot and boops you over to Rein. There's no reason why Rein shouldn't die at this moment, though. And he does. That's good. That's good for your team. At this moment, you need to now turn on Brig and start murdering Brig with the Junker Queen. You should immediately fade over to her and just start putting the damage in onto Brig. Because if you kill Brig while the Rein is down, there's a good chance that they never come back from this fight. And you can see Mercy all the way over there, still at their spawn. That means Mercy will not be able to get back fast enough to resurrect this Rein. And you do fade over to her. This is great. Okay, well, while Brig retreated, you now need to wait for your team, right? They're coming out of the spawn. All 5 of you are about to be together, and you're gonna walk in and destroy this Brig, right? That's what you should do. The Brig needs to die immediately because the support player going down while the tank is down means that you can start a stagger snowball effect that will continue on for potentially the rest of the entire game, right? If you kill one of theirs, either their support or their tank, which it happened with your Hanzo killed their Mercy, and then it was one tank, one support, right? Then you kill their tank, then you kill another support, then the tank comes back and you kill him. You can start this snowball effect where they never have a 5v5 ever to be able to engage with you. So right now, like I said, your entire team, you should be calling it out inside of chat. Your entire team should be, let's go kill Brig. Or, let's go kill Mercy, because Mercy is back. Mercy would obviously be the better pick. That being said, Brig was the one who was in your face a second ago. So you probably don't know that Mercy is back at this moment. So that's what you should be calling out. Right, and everybody goes in. You all go super hard on this Brig. And you hear the Bastion, right? You hear the Bastion, so now you know that you need to play your angle pretty strong, and as long as you play your angle effectively, you will completely remove the value of this Bastion utilizing his tank form. If your Echo goes down, then she goes down. You put yourself in the line of fire with the Bastion to save Echo. It's not your fault that Echo doesn't understand how cover works. You were in a good place, and you are arguably a more valuable character than this Echo, so your life more important than hers. I would say, just try not to do that. Try not to sacrifice yourself for a support. This Bastion's tank form could kill you very easily. Okay, so he's out of the tank form. This is great. You see your Junker Queen is getting low health. You need to get over to her and keep her up. And the Reinhardt is back now. So the team fight is in full effect. You're holding the spray too long. You're holding the spray too long, and you threw the damage orb a few seconds ago. This is like when the team fight is broken out. If no one is low health, you need to utilize your healing orb to make sure that you are not draining yourself of all of your juice very quickly. It's extremely important. That was a sick fade. You got out of the way of the charging Reinhardt. You heard that he was coming, but unfortunately, he pinned your Queen. And with Queen up against the wall, this low health, it's only 2 swings before Rein kills her, and I don't know if this healing orb is going to get to her in time. You and your Alari both need to make sure that this Queen stays up, but it's going to be very unlikely that she can. Okay, she's getting the health pack. This is great. You heard Haya, which means that the Venture is right here, right? Where's Venture? There they are. They're going to come forward and try and grab the kill on you guys. This is a lot of damage, and it could happen very quickly. This is their front line that I was talking about before. Here they are. Reinhardt, Brig, Venture, and with a Mercy pocket. Like, this is going to be extremely difficult for your team to deal with. You simply don't have the pressure from your DPS characters necessary to be able to take these guys out, right? So your Echo already dead over here, kind of leaning against the wall there. Your Hanzo is up here in a 1v1 with the Bastion. So at the very least, you don't have to worry about Bastion coming around the corner. So that's good. But again, this is going to be a very scary moment for your team. Yep, you got to fade out of there, exactly. Yes. And you need to keep retreating, right? You got a door back here that'll take you back to your spawn and get you over to your team. You have a Sojourn now instead of an Echo, which is great. That's more pressure than the Echo could possibly hope to put out. And you can't win this fight with this Brig in close range. So you got to be backing off. You got to be utilizing your ability to run. Your Fade is off cooldown. It's time to fade out of here. You faded the wrong way. You can't win close range with a Brig. This is her wheelhouse. To win against her, you would need to keep her at mid-range where she can't hit you with her mace. Because every time she swings on you, she gets that Inspire healing on herself. And you can see your damage is just barely keeping her lower than max armor health. With this armor health as well, she's going to have the damage reduction to make it almost impossible for you to kill her. You just have to get out of here. Throw your healing orb and try to retreat. You're just taking this fight too long. Yeah, so it just so you know for the future, in a 1v1, when it's close up like this, a good Brig will beat a good Moira if the Moira doesn't fade out of the way. The health pack was also here. You could have used that to try and save yourself. But again, you look at how much damage you dealt to her. She actually healed while you were damaging her, because of her strong use of her shield, as well as her armor health giving her damage reduction, as well as her Inspire proccing every time she swings her mace. This is almost impossible for you to win unless you can catch her at mid-range, right? And your tank goes down because your team gets pushed in hard by this Reinhardt. And when the tank goes down, you are down. It's now time for your entire team to retreat, right? So you have your Bastion, or your Hanzo is up in safety. Your Illari and your Sojourn need to wait for you to spawn, and if they don't, they're going to run in and stagger, and the stagger train will have left the station. It's going to be impossible for you guys to come back from this. You need a 5v5. Alright, so the Sojourn sees that the Brig is alone. The Sojourn should be calling out right now to the Illari. Brig is alone and in our backline. If you kill Brig, that puts a serious hurt on their team, right? And you see that their Reinhardt also went down and is coming back from the spawn. So, like, right now, your team, even with the Sojourn and the Illari, can very easily kill this Brig. That's too much damage for Brig to actually heal up. So, if they do that, your team will be at a much larger advantage here. You see the Brig is closing the gap. The Illari has not figured it out yet, right? She's going in deep. She's trying to get a kill on maybe the Mercy. But the Sojourn and the Illari against each other is going to be very difficult for Sojourn to win unless she can create some distance. So she does. She creates a little bit of distance there, but your Illari is getting dove by the Venture at this moment. Again, this is the stagger train leaving the station. Your Sojourn needs to grab the health pack. She's very low health right now, and she can't win unless she gets a heal. So let's see what happens. Does she get the health pack? Not smart enough to grab the health pack, and your Illari goes down in that moment. You can't afford for this to be happening. Your team absolutely needs for the 5v5 to happen, and with the Illari going down, that means that even when you spawn up, which you are right now, you will at best be in a 4v5 scenario. And your Hanzo used the spicy noodles on absolutely no one, right? Like, he shot this down from the high ground position, which barely covers the point at all, and Bastion just gently moved to the left and completely denied the value of the Hanzo ultimate. Storm, what's going on? How are you? Welcome. We are reviewing your rough gameplay here on Lijiang Tower. I got your email. We are at the start. Bad games at the start of the season was your email, and we are checking out your first game here. Your team is absolutely getting staggered super hard. The Sojourn needs someone desperately to peel for her from this Brigitte, but also your Sojourn completely ignored the fact that there was a mega health pack to her side. So she's kind of losing because of herself at this point. So she falls back. She falls out of the way. Brig uses her bash to create some distance between Sojourn and herself. The Venture is up here taking some damage from your tank, and the Venture straight up loses this duel against a Junker Queen. That being said, Venture has a lot of movement abilities to be able to get out of here. While the drill dash may be on cooldown right now, they can just dig underground and absolutely deny all value from the queen at all, right? So you are back. You're trying to heal up your Sojourn right now. You threw your healing orb. This is good. You want to keep using your healing orb in this scenario because you know that you need as much juice as possible to be able to live through the offensive output of the enemy team. It's just too much damage for you to heal through and throw the damage orb at the same time. So right now, you just keep those healing orbs on cooldown. Trying to keep your tank up. She's fine right now. You don't have to keep pummeling heals into her. You're trying to get that damage on that Mercy, but you can't. And you threw the damage orb again. Like, this is, like, your team, while they're okay right now, would severely benefit from the... would greatly benefit from the healing orb, because that would free up some of your damage to be able to target people, right? And while the skill orb, the damage orb is strong, when no one is low health, it actually is not that powerful. And against the Mercy inside of Valk, like you can see, Mercy's got the chain heal going on. She's healing Venture, which is healing Reinhardt, which is healing Brigitte, and like this is just not going to do enough to actually kill anyone. So the main thing that you want to do in this moment is to support your team so that they can use their actual like primary fire to deal enough damage to pressure the enemy team. A taste of poison. And again, this is the second time he's done this, or the third time, actually, he's done this. Incredibly low-level gameplay on the part of this Reinhardt. Charging all the way through the enemy team, all the way back to their spawn, with no support around him. This Reinhardt sucks balls, and needs to be punished every time he makes this mistake. Okay. You see the Brig is coming. She's gonna have the Inspire to keep Reinhardt alive, and the Mercy is also coming. This Rein is gonna be incredibly oppressive with 2 support on him, as well as Brig's damage. It's gonna be very difficult to deal with him, but you have a Sojourn for that incredibly high burst damage. So the potential of you winning this fight is good, but you need to fade outside through this doorway and back to your team so that you are not directly in the melee range of the Reinhardt's axe in this case, but, you know, primary fire, his hammer. It's definitely time to go now. As soon as you hear that, and again, I talked about this a minute ago, like, you can't win in a fight versus Brig without her ultimate, but as soon as Rally comes out, like, Brig is just damn near unstoppable. You need a DPS character to be on her, and Sojourn absolutely needs to target her, or Mercy, but, like, Brig is probably going to be the easier one to target. You can see how far away Mercy is playing right now. Like, she is damn near unkillable during Rally, so you have to be, like, on point with the burst damage. You 100% need to get out of here. When you fade over to this health pack, well, this could be good. You've already lost this duel in melee range once, right? And that was when Brig did not have a support and was not using Rally. Like, Moira just doesn't win against Brig in close range. She doesn't have the offensive capability to stop Brig from healing herself with Inspire, keeping herself in that damage resistance with the armor health. Like, it's impossible for you to win this 1v1. Even if it were a 1v1, but it's a 1v2, right? So the best thing you could have done would have been to have faded outside to your team. Create distance between yourself and her, and that way you don't get obliterated by her and her offensive potential. So you're about to go down. The Rein uses his ultimate back here. Sojourn tries to escape using her movement ability and ends up falling off the map. Your Hanzo gets taken out by their Bastion over at the point, and this is just rough. Pixie Doodles, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. You know I love you. That's my wife. So the Reinhardt being this low health means that your team can very easily take him out. The BAP is here. The Queen is here. This Rein should go down, but that being said, you are also going to die to the damage of this Brig on you. There's nothing you can do to live through this at this moment. You lose. I'm sorry. It's unfortunate, but that's what happens in the Brig versus Moira duel. If Brig closes the gap, it's over, right? So now your team needs to 100% like ward off this res. You need to protect the res. This is a thing from Destiny as well, so it's something that I'm really used to, because in Destiny, like in the high level PvP game mode is a 3v3 elimination, right? So but you can get revives, and so you have to protect the revive on the enemy players that get killed, and because of that, like, this is like normal for me, but a little bit harder to impress upon Overwatch players who may not understand. So, like, your BAP, your queen, need to stick around at this moment, because if Mercy comes out here and tries to res this Rein, they need to be ready to shut her down. Dab, what's going on, bro? Destiny, yeah, bro, we are reviewing some Moira gameplay here in Overwatch 2, but there's a character on the enemy team whose name is Mercy. She has a resurrection ability, and because of that, we need to utilize the Trials of Osiris mindset and defend the res, because if this Mercy gets out here and reses the tank, it's going to be over for their squad very quickly. That being said, she has retreated and is going back to the point here. How's everybody doing, by the way? How's everybody's day going? Oh, it's my daughter. It's my daughter. Turns out, I didn't realize that my kid was on here watching it. She's home sick today, so she is watching the show on her tablet right now. A kiddo, it's good to see you. Thanks for coming to Daddy's show. I hope you're doing well in the other room. I love you very much. So, your team, she says yee. Yee? Your team is going into a 2v5 right now, right? So well, a 2v4, right? But the Mercy is back here getting the res on the person that she can res, which is the Venture. And when the Venture comes back up, it's going to be a 2v4. That the numbers do not favor you. You know what I mean? So the team right now needs to be waiting for everybody to come back. They can see in the kill feed who has died and who is still alive. They know that 3 of your 5 are dead right now. They should not be going in. And I know they really want the kill on this Brig, but they're not going to get it. Right now, actually, I take it back. This is the right thing to do, because they need to touch the point, and if they don't touch the point, then they straight up lose the game. Potentially, they could stagger into overtime, but that will just mean that they are dead, and then you enter into a losing battle anyway. So, I honestly think that you guys just take the L on this one, and you just wait it out. You lost this round. I think that's it. I think it's over. I think you just let it go, right? And, okay, so the BAP absolutely throws his life away for the cause. Good for him, but, like, you know, in a very Call of Duty type of move, throws his life away, tries to get the overtime ticking, and while he does, the Queen is the only one here to capitalize on that. You guys are coming back right now. Sam, what's going on? Thanks for being here, Sam Wraith. I appreciate you swinging by over on Twitch. The majority of the chat here is on YouTube, so if you hear me responding to comments and you don't see them popping up on Twitch, that's why. The people are commenting pretty consistently here, actually, on YouTube. But yeah, so Moira is kind of squishy, but also very powerful against certain characters. And Overwatch is very much a rock, paper, scissors game. So while Moira is the scissors, the Brig is the rock. And that is why she loses in the 1v1 to the Brig. The Brig has a large amount of healing that she can do just by using her mace to melee people. She has a shield that she can put up, which denies the damage of the Moira, and the Moira relies on her ability to self-heal by kind of siphoning health away from the enemy using her damage beam. And when she can't use her damage beam to keep herself alive, then the Moira falls to pieces pretty quickly. What's good? Yeah, I saw you've been pretty consistent with streams over the last couple of weeks. Yeah, it's been, I don't know, like, almost 2 months. I feel like it's been almost 2 months that I've been streaming Overwatch, like, almost every day, pretty much every day. Doing my best to stay consistent. I'm here at 11 a.m., like, pretty much every day. I took Saturday off, but, like, 1 in every 7 days is, I think, fine, you know, to take off. Pretty much every single 11 a.m., Eastern Standard Time, I should say. Pretty much every single day I've been here. So, again, your squad has put it into overtime, but Queen is the only one that can actually get to the point to capitalize. The Brig here can use her whip shot with the mace to boop the queen backwards, which is going to make it very difficult for her to get there in time. She could potentially use commanding shout, but I believe she already used that. That means that the only other person that could do it is you with your fade, which is still on cooldown for 1 second. You're getting close to your coalescence ultimate, so it could work. That being said, I don't think it will work. So let's just see what happens. Queens try it for it. You do use Fade to try and get yourself to the point. The queen pops her ultimate at this moment. She's going to use that additional burst of momentum to get herself over here. Flo, what's going on, dude? Never give up. What's up, peeps? Yeah, dude, exactly. Never give up, right? You throw your life away for the cause sometimes. You do your best, right? So you have faded to the point. You are about to have coalescence. You do get there. You have... I'm going to pause it because a lot is going on right now. You have, your queen is getting a little bit low, but the Bastion is going into tank form, which means you need to utilize this pillar as best you can to try and keep him out of the way. Otherwise, the two of you are just going to melt away to the Bastion's tank form turret damage. Very difficult to survive that at this moment. And with the Venture back here popping ultimate on you as well. Where are they? There they are. With the Venture back here popping ultimate on you as well, combined with the Bastion utilizing his tank form, there is almost no way for you to survive the amount of damage that is on the point right now. That being said, your Hanzo is here. Your Sojourn, for whatever reason, decided to swap to a Mei, which is good against Reinhardt, but... like a very slow character to try and get back to during overtime. So it's really looking bad for your team right now. The person is in the air sideways, though. They always are. There's always somebody looking crazy inside of the Overwatch replay. When you pause it, they do, their character models do some wild stuff. Dang, we're gonna go ahead. You do get to pop Coalescence, so that's great. All the ultimates that you could possibly have are coming out right now. You need to keep this queen alive as best you can. It's not looking good for her, though. And she is down. Your Hanzo goes down, which means it's just you at this moment. You use the Fade to try and get away, but there's no hope. In a 1v5 scenario, Moira absolutely loses. You see Mei has been getting pushed by this Bastion, taken down to almost no hit points, is allergic to the health packs. This is the same character that when playing Sojourn didn't pick up the mega health pack that could have saved their life. She is allergic to health packs and she hates being alive, dude. She's not gonna pick that up. She's just gonna die, and she dies immediately. You are trying your best to stagger it out here on the point. Using everything that you've got. You use your Fade, you use your healing orb, you did your best. You did everything you could, all for the cause, right? But unfortunately, it just wasn't enough, and your team ends up going down here on point 1. It is, that was a tough round. A tough round. Table flip? Yeah, exactly, table flip. That's what happens when you do your best and you don't succeed, right? Feels bad, dude. Feels bad. At the very least, you tried. You put it into overtime, you gave it your all. All right. Round 2, and we're not giving up yet, baby. All right, so I'm going to fast forward it just a little bit so that I'm not talking about people who don't end up playing the character I'm talking about. That's too far. Okay. Off the start of round 2. Gotta love those randoms sometimes. 100% Flo. These randoms are crazy, dude. They think they're doing something. A lot of times they are not doing something. And that makes it difficult to deal with them. Why is this doing this to me? Hang on 1 second. There it goes. There it goes. All right, cool. Cool. Sorry about that. I'm gonna turn this on in the background while I talk about the team setups that you have going on right now, the team comps for round 2. You have you're sticking with the queen. This lady is hard committed to playing her Junker Queen loadout. That's fine. The queen is not necessarily bad. She can actually utilize her knife to pull people off the map here in this second part of Lijiang Tower. That being said, still not the greatest pick in my opinion. The Genji on your team, also, this is a very high skill ceiling type of character. he needs to have a very good player behind him to be able to get value, and I have a little faith in the Genji. Very little faith in his ability to do what we need him to do. That being said, it's still better than Mei, which this was the Mei character, but Genji's still better than Mei in my opinion, so the Genji potentially could work. Also has the ability to cross the gaps that would lead to a death for a character with less mobility. He could do that very quickly. He can utilize his dash to dash straight to the point, and I just slapped my pop filter. He can use his dash to dash straight to the point, and in doing so, can potentially put it into overtime or save your team from losing the round that way. But again, your team needs extreme pressure on their side. The Genji is kind of also hard countered by the Venture on the other team, because the Genji needs to get kind of close range to be able to utilize his melee, which is the thing that gives him the offensive potential to secure kills. And if he can't utilize his melee, it becomes less likely that Genji will be able to get the kill. With the Venture being here, it's going to be difficult for your team to capitalize on Genji's melee potential, because the Venture is effective inside of the same range that the Genji is. You have the Echo again, which this is a great map for Echo. If we look around, the ceiling is extremely high here on Lijiang Tower. So Echo can have full autonomy to be able to do whatever she would need to do above the point and above these different areas. That being said, you know, not necessarily the most offensive character that could have been picked. They were better off on Soldier, in my opinion. You are sticking with Moira, which is totally fine. I think that's a good call in general. The other support has swapped from the Illari pick to the Baptiste pick, and Bap is kind of a less aggressive version of the Illari. I think that the Illari was a more a better pick probably for your team than the Baptiste. That being said, Bap has a stronger amount of healing and can AoE heal, but who is going to be in range to be AoE healed, right? Like, that kind of doesn't matter if no one is in range to be AoE healed to begin with. So the Bap pick, probably not my favorite. Also a weaker support ultimate than the Illari has, so that's something that needs to be considered as well. With the Baptiste utilizing his window, people can just turn around and leave and not give him any value from the window at all. Also, who on your team can capitalize from window? Pretty much nobody, right? You have no hit scan, you have no, like, ranged damage characters that can really make use of the window at all. And so because of that, I don't think Bap was a good choice for this. Their team is sticking with the exact same comp. You got the Venture for the close range. In addition to that, the Reinhardt. You have the Brigitte, which is going to be this triple combo, this triple threat here. Not only can she knock you off the map, Rein can charge you off the map, Venture can drill you off the map, and then you have the extremely high damage over time of the Bastion as well, which is going to make it very difficult for your team to deal with. With the Mercy still being here, you have nobody to pick her out of the sky, except for potentially Echo, but that's going to require some extremely strong targeting on the part of the Echo. This is not a great team comp to be dealing with the enemy that you have right now. Your tank could swap over to a Malga, your tank could swap over to an Orisa, like, and be a better pick, right? Your Genji could swap over to any hit scan character would be better than a Genji. Same thing with your Echo. And your Baptiste, while he can potentially help get the Mercy out of the sky, the burst damage of the Illari just straight up better for getting the Echo out of the sky, you know? So, like, you know, your team is in a tough place right now, and I think it's going to be rough off the start. We'll see if anybody swaps as the round goes on.
Wow, let's go win this thing. We may need to consider adapting our strategy.
Yeah, so Echo's got the right idea, right? If you guys heard what she just said, we may need to consider adapting our strategy. 100%. I think that's what needed to have happened. You are fine. You're the only person on your team who doesn't need to think about swapping.
Enemy target.
Although a Lucio can boot people off the map here, just saying. With Brig being alone, you need to call this out, right? Because this Brig completely isolated herself from the entire enemy team. You guys have all of the damage to be able to destroy Brig right now. If you call it out, if you ping Brig, this Genji should turn around, and you guys should obliterate this Brig before she has a chance to do anything. Great. Awesome. So now they're starting the fight with a disadvantage already. But you got to remember, you need to ward off the res. You need to protect this res while the Mercy is here. Because if you leave and the Mercy comes in and gets Brig back up, that's going to be the end of the value you just created for yourself. And with the Bastion being in tank form, you need to make sure that you are utilizing the sides here, the pillar on the inside and the kind of, well, I don't know what you want to call that, the wings of the pad that are in front of you, right? You want to use the wings to keep yourself from getting damage from the Bastion. So, your Echo is on point right now. Your Echo goes around into the side and catches the side angle on both the Mercy and the Bastion. And with your team having already taken out the Brig, this tank is absolutely boned. Like, you guys, you just finish off this venture, and then you immediately all in, every single person on your team goes in on this tank.
Nice to be the patient for you.
Yep, you're just getting him up, great. And your team is able to easily capitalize on the advantage you created for yourself by turning it into a 5v4 in your favor off the start there. And your Echo was able to actually deal some serious damage to their team. And now, you need to focus on getting the stagger immediately, right? Because with Rhine going down, the next thing you need to do is kill their support again. You know Brig is going to be back first, because she's going to be running back from the spawn, so you know that you need to figure out where Brig is and immediately eliminate her before she has a chance to get back up with her team. And in doing so, you will be able to keep the stagger train rolling on them, which they did to you in the last round. You see, the Brig thought better of it for a second. She thought better of it for a second. She started backing up. She used her shield. But then she bashed forward, which is the dumbest thing she could have possibly done. And you have all of the potential to kill her right now. But the Bastion and the Mercy are around the corner, so you have to be careful about your angle. Remember that as Moira, you can damage her from, like, all the way over here, right? Completely warding off the angle to your right and the Bastion on the bridge. Let's see what happens. She goes down. Remember, we gotta ward off this res, though. We can't let the Mercy go for it. And you know she's gonna try. So, how did that happen? How did that happen, bro? Let's see. Let's watch as Genji tries to climb the wall here and ends up falling immediately to his death. Brig gonna Brigant real soon. Yo, Brigant's doing anything right now, bro. She's in her, she's been watching her kill cam for the entirety of this round thus far. Watch as Genji. Aw, failure. Mission failed, we'll get him next time, chat. That Genji falls to his death. And now that you guys are even, this advantage that you created for yourself becomes a lot less powerful. With Genji being down, you know that your team is in an even scenario, 4v4 now. Their team probably going to go around the back way like they did before, so they don't get booped off the bridge, which is smart on their part. That being said, you are about to walk forward with no tank in front of you. So, you're opening yourself up to some potentially very high damage, right? There's your tank. That's good. So we're good. No one on your team has a boop ability, and this is kind of the problem right here. If your team had a boop ability, you could potentially get their venture out of the way, you could knock their Mercy off if she fell under the bridge and couldn't GA to anybody, their Reinhardt even could get knocked off. This map is incredibly powerful for the one-shot potential, and no one on your team can make use of it. With the Rhine going deep, we know that we should be punishing him, right? And everybody's going to turn around at this moment and try and get it. But the Bastion, smart on his part, went all the way around to flank angle you. And while the Rhine turned your attention this way, now you see him, which removes his ability to surprise you, but that does not remove any of his threat at this moment. So again, you want to utilize the wings of the pad to make sure that you don't get killed by the Bastion while you do everything in your power to punish this Reinhardt. The Mercy being here also means that you should be trying to kill the Mercy as quickly as you can. I think that the Echo understands that, but it looks like she either missed or like has terrible aim or like is potentially trying to shoot Reinhardt right now. Yep, so you are using the wings of the pad to keep yourself alive. That's great. Your BAP goes down, and BAP wasn't able to get over to the safety of cover fast enough. And that's not great, right? That's exactly right, Pixie. That's exactly right. Mission failed, we'll get him next time. That's exactly what I was referencing. My kid knows YouTube, dude. My kid understands how to make YouTube. So, your Echo is back here trying to fight this Brig. This is a fine matchup for Echo, who can fight from the sky and never have to worry about Brig's melee. With Brig getting farther and farther away from her team, if she can't melee anything, she has no heal ability, which means that they only have Mercy to support this Rein. I would, if I were you, your Fate is on cooldown right now, but I would utilize my space to try and get over here and just try and kill this Mercy if you can. Just put some damage in, because with your support going down, you need to even the playing field and take out one of their support. You're dead. You're dead. Unfortunately, you are holding the beam up, and you didn't rotate with them where they were moving forward. Instead of you rotating with them and keeping the same amount of distance, you moved forward kind of closer to the part where you were going to line of sight the Bastion. That being said, the entire enemy team was on you. So this pushes over for your squad. Your tank is going to die. Your Genji needs to leave. Your Echo needs to leave and go back to the spawn. This is over. Yeah, and you can see with your tank going down so quickly, right? Your Genji is trying to find the angle, but immediately gets dove on by the Venture. Right now, like, his best bet, tell me he falls off the map again, please. That would be so juicy. Okay, he doesn't. But he's still fighting for some reason, right? Like, what does he hope to gain in this moment? Even if he kills Venture, Mercy's just gonna res them. And not only that, but he has no hit points and no one else on the point. And Genji goes down. That's what Genji gets, dude. He should have retreated. You can see that your Echo seems to understand what has just happened and is falling back. This is great. Great for you. You just need to get back up with the tank, and you guys will be good. Please don't run in without your tank. You do wait for the tank. Thank you so much. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet, not yet, not yet. You hear her, so you start moving forward, but that does not mean that she's with you. And the BAP has a mega health pack right here that he could easily pick up if he needs it, right? You need your healing orb. You need your healing orb to keep your team alive through the power of this Bastion and the enemy team firing into you right now. Also, Bastion's right click, he's going to be saving it, or he should be, so that when somebody walks across the point, he hits them with the right click, and boom, they go flying off the bridge, right? This is the boop ability that I was talking about earlier. But he wasted it, so now you know that you're safe to walk across this bridge.
Duplicating Bastion.
No. No, no, no. This, while it seems to be an incredibly high damage dupe for the Echo to have chosen as their ultimate, this is actually the wrong person to have duplicated, because... How did your Genji get back already? That's amazing. This is actually the wrong person to have duplicated, because Reinhardt is... like hands down, a way, way scarier character to have in your backline than a Bastion is. This is just Echo taking her DPS and trading it as a side grade for another DPS, right? So, like, this is not good, because not only is she right in the middle of them, so they're just going to turn and immediately kill her dupe. The Bastion needs to have a lane and support to be able to get value out of the tank farm. So I just want you to watch how quickly this Echo goes down.
Bastion.
Immediately, right? And the Rein charges her off the map, which means that not only is she going to lose her ultimate, she also dies and can't be brought back. No. Oh no. We're gonna back it up to you, and we're just gonna see what happens here.
Bastion.
And you get whip shot off the map. I'm so sorry. That's terrible. At the same moment that the Echo goes off the map, you get whip shot off the map. And again, this is just what I was talking about. They just get boop. Yeah, exactly. Boop. Right off the map. There you guys go. Both of you at the same time. And this is the boop ability. One hit. The both of you, one hit. Your team's push is over. This is the end of this. You guys need people. On this map, you need people that can boop. It's more It's more beneficial to get the one hit on somebody. It's a faster time to kill. It's a more effective way to even the odds for your team. And they just won based off of that solely. The BAP is very cute, thinking that he can duel it out with the Bastion. If you look at how much damage he actually dealt to the Bastion, literally nothing, right? Like a joke's worth of damage. Your queen should see what just happened and fall off the map. It would be most beneficial if she just fell off the map, because she can't get away, and she's charging everyone's ultimate that is hitting her right now. Just a ton of ultimate charge off of that queen. Genji is also in there, throwing his life away. Again, charging every single person's ultimate on the enemy team. Any damage that he does do is getting healed up by the support, charging the Mercy's ultimate, and like, it's a loss. It's an L, dude. Just leave. No, not Waka Katanaga, whatever. Like, just leave. Just die, bro. Die and get out of there. You shouldn't have come back right now. You have no tank. You're in a 2v5. Just fade out of here before you get killed again. Classic 1v5. A classic 1v5, bro. And it's not even like the classic 1v5s of old, where the Genji is the last one alive, and he presses Dragon Blade and kills the entire team. That's not possible anymore. And so when you went in there, in this 2v5 that you went in with Echo, Echo left you, right? And your team didn't get back in time, and you just fell apart, right? You folded under the weight of their oppression. You shouldn't have gone in yet. And BAP is trying it again. BAP has not learned anything. Absolutely zero amount of thought went into, thought went into Baptiste's play right there. They're lucky they weren't immediately killed. Are they allergic to health packs too? No, thank God. But like, who are they supporting right now? Why isn't BAP healing the queen? Why isn't BAP healing the, you are there, Genji is coming back. Why isn't BAP healing the queen? That's their venture, okay. I was like, I thought there was another person here. So the immortality field goes up, but again, BAP is not supporting anyone. BAP's trying to do the damage on their own. You are not a DPS, my guy. Uh-oh. So, your entire team is caught in front of the Venture's excavation. I actually don't know what the ultimate for Venture is called. Do you guys know what the ultimate is called? I forget. Gotta love the dribbling in. That's the hardest part, dude. The hardest part is teaching people that you can't do anything on your own. And, like, Baptiste has not figured it out yet at all, bro. Not at all. With your team being caught in front of that, oh no, you immediately die coming out of the spawn. That too hits you, but it looks like you might have taken a little bit of damage before that, or potentially just got hit with 2 of those waves. Like, they are effectively holding you at spawn right now. Why did you do that, Genji? Genji, with his ultimate, does not have the power to one-hit anyone, and with the healing of the Mercy, does not have the power to actually kill anyone inside of Dragon Blade. And, oh my god, we're wasting everything. All of our advantages, no. Alright, so again, with this BAP window, no one can benefit from this BAP window. Echo can, but it's very unlikely that she will get to. The amount of damage that Echo puts out with her sticky bombs is enough to really hurt somebody, but potentially not enough to kill them. BAP is not healing anyone while he's trying to damage people through the window, and your Genji is just gonna die. Look at how cute he is. Oh, he did get somebody. The Mercy stopped healing for whatever reason. Your BAP and your queen were able to kill their Reinhardt. Mercy's just gonna res him, though. And here it is. Bang. And the Bastion on their team utilizes ultimate, putting your team in a very, very bad scenario. While the Echo will not get damaged by him, the amount of damage that this is going to put out on your queen is significant, right? You see how much damage that just hit your queen for. You are back. Let's go ahead and put it on you. The Genji on your team just got charged by Rein. Genji gets charged off the map. Your Echo is able to eliminate their Bastion, which is great. But unfortunately, with the extended range of the Reinhardt's ultimate, the Earth Shatter is able to hit you all the way from back here, very, very far away. And you can look at the cone. The cone also pretty wide there. He hit it perfectly. He nailed it perfectly. In this moment, he should charge your queen. That's exactly what I would do if I were Rein. And in doing so, he should kill the queen outright. They're not letting Moira play. They're just spawn camping Moira so hard. She died. She got she got whip shot off the map. She got Venture ultimate. She got hit by Ryan's ultimate, and we'll see if you live through that. He did not charge your queen, which is crazy. All right, so you are utilizing your coalescence at this moment. It's best just to keep queen alive. I can't actually see the beam, which is weird. Oh, no. Oh, no. So, like, your queen's full health, so at least there's that. Mercy went and rezzed the Bastion. You got charged into the wall, immediately put down. The Bastion is in your spawn. The Reinhardt is in your spawn. Oh, that's your Bastion. Oh, now you have a Bastion. Plot twist, baby. So, your team swapped from a Genji to a Bastion. Pretty smart on his part, actually. A better pick than the Genji by a long shot. And is able to put a large amount of damage in on this Reinhardt. And now you guys just need to kill this Mercy before she gets the res. This is great. You guys did it. You effectively made it out of spawn. And their team is capping the point right now. They're, someone on your team capped at some point, so that's great. You are coming back out of the spawn. You're here. It's time to move forward. You need to take your advantage to the point. Looks like it was probably Echo. Echo came out and capped the point for you guys, which gave you a 60% to the win here. She was also able to kill the Venture. They're extremely overextended and paid the price. That's it, dude. And this Reinhardt has, he has been low-level Reinhardt play for this entire game. Every single chance he gets, he is up at the spawn door, just swanging on people, bro. And it has gotten him killed, like, at least 5 times. I can't see the scoreboard, but I know that he's died at least 5 times. Trying to keep this Bastion alive. This is great. I see you, Storm. I see you tapping. Tap, tap, tapping. Great job. That's amazing. This is awesome. It's time for the... Uh-oh. You got hit with the damage orb, or the sleep dart even. You are about to throw the damage orb into their team, but you're low on juice. So I would argue, at this moment, you see how low you are on juice below the red line? I know you're about to throw that damage orb. At this moment, it would be better for your team if you threw the healing orb to yourself and tried to keep it on you guys. Bricks, what's going on? How you been? How was your weekend? Did you do anything fun this weekend? Tappity tap tap. That's what you got to do for the Moira to be able to utilize her juice for a longer period of time. If you don't do that, it's going to be very difficult to keep yourself alive, to keep your team alive even. Stop. Nuh-uh, dude. You immediately get charged by the Reinhardt. He kills you, 1 hit, and while he is, you know, again, like, charging into the backline like an idiot, your death is extremely devastating for your team. Where's your Echo? Your Echo's still alive, right? Please tell me Echo's still alive. Echo, where you at? Okay, Echo is fighting the backline right now. She needs to capitalize on this time on the Reinhardt, or potentially kill the Mercy while the Reinhardt is back there, because that would also really hurt their team. Just workity work? Oh no, not work. I feel you. I'm sorry you had to work all weekend. Hopefully you get to do something today, though, right? Hopefully today is a better day. Thanks for coming. We're reviewing Storm's Moira gameplay today. This is the first game. We've got one more to review after this. And this Reinhardt on the enemy team is like the lowest skill Reinhardt I've seen in a long time. He's very bad.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Bastion.
So, again, the Echo on your team, while she is very good at getting kills, has not learned her lesson, and your team was able to kill the Reinhardt for going deep. That's what Ryan gets, bro. He should not have done this. Again, I don't know why he thinks this is a good idea. It's never worked for him, but the Echo didn't learn her lesson and used the ultimate on Bastion, which means that very potentially very quickly, this Venture just boops her off the map again. And if that happens, I'm gonna laugh so hard. Okay. They're able to get full value out of the tank form, so that's good. 2 Bastions is a scary prospect. The Echo is able to kill the Mercy during that time as well, which staggers their team even more. And is somebody on point right now? I don't think anybody's on point. Where's the Queen going, bro? Where is Queen off to? So Queen backs up around the corner as the timer is starting to tick down. Love to see it. Happy to be back. Hell yeah. We're happy you're back too. We missed you. All of you. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me today. The queen is standing on the point when she could be pressing the advantage a little bit here. I'm not really sure what their, what her plot is, what her plan is, but you are back. Let's go ahead and put it on you. So you're back from the spawn. This is good. Doing the tap, tap, tap. Hopefully they don't make it to the point, right? If you guys engage at this spot, hopefully they don't make it and you win this round. Oh, no. The Ana made it to the point. All right, so Ana is on you. Your queen is getting charged into the back line. Your BAP is fighting the Bastion instead of supporting your queen right now. This is the moment where you win or lose based on the next decisions that you make. Your health is at 162. You're taking some heavy damage from this Ana. Best case scenario, you kill this Ana and no one else comes to the point. More than likely, the Reinhardt will run to the point, though. And you are making it hard for her, making it extremely hard. And while you did make it to the point, you did make it to the kill, the damage orb finishes her off. Your Baptiste is here. The Mercy and the Rein are still alive, right? Oh, no. No, I take it back. The Reinhardt gets killed by the Bastion. Let's just back it up and see it from the third-person perspective. As the Rein charges your queen, because I was looking at you, I did not see Rein actually die. I want to see the 7th time he dies here. Here it is. He's already low health. Bastion goes into tank form, just immediately mows him, right? And unfortunately, you go down to this Ana here, which is not great. But at least your team is mostly alive for the point. If you kill that Ana, the Venture is here. The Mercy is down. So now it's just Venture. Mercy is down. Bastion is down. The only person keeping you in overtime right now is the Venture. Your team should be easily able to deal with them and just immediately put them into the dirt. Again, with the damage from your squad, it should be no problem. Your BAP has found his healing button, which is awesome, although it might arguably be better if he had damaged this person at this moment. Venture goes down, your team is back, and you guys get the point there before Rein is able to charge in. Tell me he dies again before the round ends. Oh, so close. This Rein is terrible. Is actually terrible. Like, legitimately one of the worst Reinhardts I've seen in a hot minute. You got punished over and over again that round. And while it's not necessarily your fault, the line of sight that you had on the Rein when he got you with his ultimate, you know, that you could have avoided that with better positioning. That being said, sometimes it can be hard to read when Rein is about to use ult. If you see him lift his arms above his head, that's how you know that you need to press fade and get out of there. But again, could be very difficult to avoid the Earth Shatter at that moment. This is Rein at the start of his cinematic. Bro, you're 100% right. This is Rein at the start of Overwatch 1. Like, this is how everyone played Rein back in the day, before they figured out that, like, oh, wait, maybe I should, like, there were two Reinhardts, right? There was Reinhardt that holds his shield up forever, stands in the choke, and does absolutely nothing. And then there was Reinhardt who charges the back of your team and gets himself killed because he's too aggressive. Those were the only two Reinhardt players in the entire game. Pixie Doodles, I'm sorry you're sick. My daughter is sick and she's downstairs listening to me. And I know that she's not feeling good. She got the elbow cough going on here in chat. Binding charge to W. Bro, W and charge are the only buttons he has. Oh, never mind. She's here. She's in the room with me. I didn't even know. She's just around the corner. Alright, so.
Have you all seen what this guy can do?
You guys won it that round. Your Echo was on point that round. Also, your Bastion got a lot of value kills on the tank. So we're just going to fast forward like 10 seconds. As it's about to open. Okay. Now we can look at the teams. You guys have the same team that you had before. Again, I would think that the Baptiste would want to switch. Bap is not a, like, he's fine. It's just not great. And like, almost any support would be better at this moment than Bap. That being said, this guy seems to really like Bap, so I don't think they're going to switch. Queen, again, we're sticking with Queen for the entire game. It is what it is, right? You are fine on Mercy. Your 2 DPS are kind of fine, although arguably, one of them could swap to a hit scan. That would be, like, maybe better. Bastion is hit scan, but his main value comes from his 1 cooldown, which is pretty long in general, a pretty long cooldown for the tank form. So, again, there's potential for this to go really well. There's also potential for this to go really poorly, and it just depends on how your team plays it. This is another open map for Echo to utilize the skybox, though, so something to think about, right? The enemy team is exactly the same, except for the Ana, which I'm just going to mention. The Ana is a worse pick than the Brig is. While the Ana can potentially use the anti-heal to get your Queen down or your Bastion down, the Brig is a better brawler for this comp. Excuse me. Okay, you're trying to. Where's your tank? Did she already go to the point? We just got to be careful about leaving the tank alone. We know that this BAP is more inclined to damage than he is to heal. Okay, your Bastion already critical. Not great, right? Not great. Their Bastion comes around the corner. You got the Rhine shield up. You got the full tank mode going. Queen does not have any cover to save her right now. Your Bastion goes down. And right now, you just you got to be healing Queen up. You need to keep your healing orbs on cooldown. Make sure that you are doing your absolute damnedest to keep this Queen alive, and your Echo needs to get some value because your other DPS is down now. There's nothing wrong with having the damage beam out right now, but you don't have anybody really to fight. So it's more important to keep your team alive. Yes, this is the time when you damage, exactly. Doing your best. You got the healing orb going out, this is great. And you know that you saw the Mercy beam was on the Reinhardt, but you hear the Ana, which is more the thing that you are going for, I think, in this moment. You hear Ana firing off into the Reinhardt, and you're thinking, this is food, I'm gonna go get her. But what if Mercy just turns around? What if Reinhardt just turns around, right? So, well, in doing so, yes, you were there, but the peel potential was so high that it made it very unlikely that you were about to get value out of that. Again, keeping your team alive is the better call in this moment, rather than getting aggressive. You wait for somebody to overextend, and then you get aggressive on them. You know that this Reinhardt is prone to that, so you probably would have had your opportunity if you'd have just waited a little bit longer. The Queen's going in, though. She's still going for it. She needs to play more passively at this moment. You hear that the BAP is doing damage and not healing the Queen. This is the moment, right? This is the moment where you think, all right, time to destroy, right? And this would be your spot to have gone in on the Mercy. You heard the cat in the mic? Yeah, I'm sorry about the cat. The cat is very passionate about Overwatch 2 gameplay reviews. So your team has all of the potential to just murder this Rhine, but for whatever reason, no one is fighting the Mercy, who is like the real problem here, right? The real threat is the Mercy and her ability to keep Rhine alive. All right, so your team mows through his shield, mows through him, and now you need to ward off this res and try and keep this Mercy down. You are back. Let's go ahead and put it on you. Throw those healing orbs. Keep them on cooldown. Right, you see the Bastion, you want to get out of the line of sight of that Bastion. You can see your Sojourn over here is getting low health. The Sojourn needs to play better. They're near a health pack. Hopefully they're not allergic to it like they were at the start of this match. With their Mercy down, this is a great opportunity for your team to succeed. But if you get too aggressive and you fight this Ana, if you come out here, imagine this scenario, right? Imagine the scenario where the Bastion lives. Now you are out here trying to kill the Ana, and he goes tank form and immediately mows you, right? Or, worse, the Ana puts you to sleep, and then they immediately mow you. Or, worse than that, you come out here, the Bastion hits you with a right click and boops you off the map. There's almost nothing to be gained by getting aggressive here. And you see it. He hits you with the right click, but it doesn't boop you, thank God. And you are pinned again. This Reinhardt is the bane of your existence. He does not want to let you live for any reason. And unfortunately, you are going to go down here, and because of that, your team is going to end up losing this point, I think. See, the Rhine takes you off the map, cancels the charge at the right moment. Tell me you live. Oh. No, you do go down. I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna back it up just a hair. Bang. What a face cam. Is my, Oh, wow. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Flo, for letting me know that my face cam froze. That's a good one. That was a good one. What a face cam. Thank you, Bricks, for letting me know that my face cam froze. I looked terrible. I got stuck like that for a hot minute. Yikes. Okay, I think we're back. I think we're good now. Okay. All right, I'm just going to make the face that my face cam had on for, like, the next 5 minutes, just so that you guys think that it froze. Damn, that sucks, dude. I'm sorry. How embarrassing, right? Anyway, so the Venture goes off the map on their own. Speaking of embarrassing. You go off the map, you try to fade, but you're just too far gone. The Queen is standing directly in front of the Bastion, and again, this is the moment where their team, look, their Ana is also allergic to health packs, where their team wins the fight just based off of you getting that L. Unfortunately, like, you are in such a bad place for this. This Rhine, did I make that Discord server? Yeah, I do have a Discord server. Hang on one second. Let me pull it up here. Because I don't have the... Let me just see. Give me 1 second. Chat commands. Custom commands. Yeah, so you should be able to type !Discord. Let me just see. Make sure that it works. I have Discord loading right now, so of course it's not going to let me. !Discord. Bang. So, it posted it in... It posted it on Twitch. It didn't post it on YouTube, of course. Okay, this is the link right here. I'm just gonna copy it and paste it. Bang. And I think I need to link the, need to link it inside of the, backend to the YouTube channel. So, there you go. That is the Discord. Cheap viewers on stream. Oh, okay. So, hang on 1 second. I got somebody who needs to be banned over on the Twitch. Let me just take this. We're just gonna go ahead and ban you. Block. And block. Okay, thanks for coming, dude. We're not even gonna... Did I make sure it's a permalink? Yeah, it should be a permalink. It's been on there for a long, long time. You guys let me know if it doesn't work. There is a channel on the Discord in the... Where is it? In the text channels, there is a Overwatch 2 gameplay reviews where you can post your Overwatch 2 import codes in case you would like to have your gameplay reviewed here on the show. Coffee. You let me know if it doesn't work. But you wanted cheap viewers? Yo, you got cheap viewers, bro. I'm right here. What are you talking about? I'm a free viewer. So anyway, yeah, your team, unfortunately, lost the point, and it feels bad. But it is what it is, right? Like, there's only so much you can do. When you get pinned by the Reinhardt as he comes through the doorway, it's a pretty damned scenario. He was there for like 1 second. Hang on 1 second. Okay. All right, cool. Bubbles, thank you so much for the follow. It's coffee. I prefer Twitch more than YouTube. Okay, so I'm here on Twitch on the DudeNoWay gaming channel. For anybody that is wondering which channel we are on, that is also our main channel here on YouTube, where the bulk of my subscribers are. So if you would like to follow over there, you can swing on over to Twitch and you can drop a follow. Let me just see. Do I have the... 1 second. Bang. You can check me out over on Twitch at the DudeNoWay gaming channel, as well as on YouTube. That's our main channel, where I have been not uploading for a while because it's mainly Destiny 2 stuff. That being said, I am going to start uploading there again very soon, and potentially, like, utilizing that as more of a variety channel now that we have moved past our Destiny 2 era here in like, Destiny's ending in, like, a few weeks. Like 2 months, I think, and then it's pretty much over. So the time to move on to other games is now. So if you guys want to follow me over there on Twitch, you can. And like I said, that is also the main channel for YouTube. Your team is stuck here. Your Bastion is trying his best but needs to retreat. Your Baptiste is getting extremely low health, and the odds of them surviving this are 0 if they don't leave right now. They will die if they don't leave right now. Destiny is ending just for you, or are they stopping the servers? They're not stopping the servers, but the final expansion comes out in 2 months, in June. And then after that, there's 8 story missions, there's a raid, and then after that, they're moving into a new model called episodes, where they will slowly release content here and there. Like a smaller version of a campaign, if you can imagine that. And the bulk of what Destiny was is pretty much about to be over, and it will be, like, mostly waiting for Destiny 3 at that point. So, you know, rest in peace to a legend. Destiny was one of those games where it was lightning in a bottle. It could have been so much, and they just refused to do a lot of the things that could have made it great. So it just is a very mediocre game. Very mediocre, and the things that they've added to the game, while they are fine for people who really love Destiny, they are, like, not great for people who really love gaming in general. The servers over there are going to remain active, though. So for anybody that has not played it and you still want to play it, you can still go and play Destiny. But, like, the final expansion's coming out here in June. So, you know, rest in peace to the homie. So your Bap throws the immortality field down, gets around the corner, trying to keep this Bastion alive, doing his damnedest to keep this Bastion alive. Your Sojourn is back, but again, if they don't get out, they will die, just like I said, and down goes your Bastion. I can't believe I paid money for Destiny, still salty about that one. Yo, I mean, it's a pretty good game in terms of what it has to offer if you're into that type of thing, right? Like, if you raid and you do, like, the Destiny PvP is my favorite PvP of any game that I've ever played. Like, it is very good, but it hasn't changed in, like, 4 years. Like, and there are certain things that are, like, as the sandbox has gotten more wide, like, broad, the amount of things you can do inside of it, like the builds you can make in Destiny are nuts. The combinations of weapons and stuff that you can do in Destiny are crazy. The PvP is actually really good. I have Destiny tattooed on my hand. For those of you who don't know, I'm just gonna try and, I can't see it here. There we go. It's literally tattooed on my hand. One of my favorite games of all time. But yeah, like, I have played it for so long. I have 10,000 hours in Destiny. So, like, there has to come a point where you say, maybe it's time for something else, you know? Cat needs to shut up. The cat does need to shut up. Nah, he's fine. He's just, like I said, he's just very passionate about Overwatch 2 gameplay reviews. He wants me to stop talking about Destiny and get back to the content, right? I understand. Odin, I understand. I'm getting back to it. So the Bastion goes down, you are back here, and in this moment you need to keep your team alive. Focus more on keeping your team alive, because they desperately need you. They need your healing. You're using a lot of heals, though. A lot of heals. Okay, cool. So the, he wants to talk about his next meal. That's not even a joke. The window goes up. Your team, while you can't do anything through this window right now, your team has a lot of offensive potential. And with the Reinhardt getting the nano boost, it means that he's probably going to charge directly into you, which is going to completely remove the value of the window, but will also put him into a terrible position. And here he goes, baby. Here he goes. Classic Ryan. And yes, and you just kill him. That's awesome. The Ryan did not get any value with his Earth Shatter. And with him being down, the only thing you got to do now is make sure that he doesn't get rezzed. Right? Because if he gets rezzed, then it's over. Throw your healing orb to your team. Yup. Awesome. Now you gotta fade over to your queen. Actually, save your fade. Wait for the Bastion's ultimate to go off. And then that being said, and when that happens even, you should be able to fade out of the Bastion ultimate, assuming that it's not on you. Your queen is very deep, though. Like, all the way deep. And I don't know that she can be saved right now. And she just can't. She just went too far out. Your team is mowing them, though. So, yeah, just keep yourself up. Keep your team up. Get this Bastion down. Their whole team falls apart, and you are good. This is great. This is awesome. It's exactly what you wanted to see, right?
I am ready to unleash coalescence.
You are, but you need to throw your healing orb. Keep your team up, right? Because you're using all your juice.
You cannot escape me.
Yep, you used all your juice now. Now you gotta wait. Just wait. Yeah, just... Perfect, perfect. You need to get out of the way of this Reinhardt. Don't let him charge you again. And you were able to get the kill on the Ana through his shield, and also your queen was able to follow up on the damage you put in to get the kill on the Bastion. Now you just need to make sure that their Mercy doesn't res them, right? You know the charge is coming, so get ready to fade out of the way and go ward off their res. If you fade this way, through the Reinhardt, you can immediately start damaging the Mercy as she's getting the res here. But you use it to kill Rein. That is arguably also a good way to do it. But you see her. You know what she's doing. Here it is, baby. She's rezzing. Who do you think she's going to res? Let's call it out. I think she's going to res Bastion. It looks like she's rezzing Bastion, and that's going to be a lot of damage against your team. And she does res the Bastion. Uh-oh. So, with the Venture ultimate going off, this is a lot of damage. Thankfully, they went down. Your team is still good. The Bastion immediately dies again, and the Mercy just runs, right? Just stop healing now and let your juice recharge. It will recharge over time if you don't press the button. Very slowly, but it does recharge. You're looking to charge it up. You're charging. You're getting that juice. Getting that juice. It's time to go. You need to fade out of here. You heard the beep, beep, beep of the Bastion. You know the Reinhardt is about to be here. You need to create distance between yourself and this doorway, right? You need to create distance and get behind a piece of cover where you can heal your team. They don't see you at all right now. You need to throw your healing orb, though, because yes, you're full juice, but you are about to be attacked hard. You got the damage on this Ana, but keeping your team alive is more important than damaging their team right now. And you see that your team, your queen is very low, your Bastion just died, your Baptiste is getting low. This is not great for you. You absolutely need to be supporting more than you're damaging. Remember, you're not a DPS. And with the Mercy using ultimate, you don't have enough damage to actually kill anybody while she's using this ultimate. The chain heal is too powerful, right? But you do have healing, and you can utilize that to keep your team alive. And if you had been keeping your team alive, I think they would have survived. But now you're dead, right? Like, you're gonna try and fade out of here? Oh no, you faded forward. You could have faded backwards and gone through this doorway and been out of there. Like, 1 second, you would have just disappeared, and then you would have been gone. You don't need to try and contest any longer. What would have been better is getting back together for a team fight, right? And with you going down, your team's gonna stagger in trying to get it before it's over. Oh, there we go. Your team's gonna stagger in trying to get it before it's over, but they're not going to be able to get together for another fight, and that is gonna cost them the round. You see, your whole team is here. It's at 90%, right? We need to be making progress towards the point. If everyone had been together, you could have called it out. Hey, we're going around the side, and we're going to attack them from the side angle. You know, we get the queen standing at this door. We get you and Bastion, or Baptiste, are healing the queen here, and then the Bastion goes around and utilizes his tank form right here, and the Rein has to choose between taking damage from the queen or defending his team from the Bastion. And in that moment, you guys would have won. I think that you lose this just based solely on the fact that you can't get together for a team fight, and you're trying to attack it from the long lane, which is the front here. It gives you too many openings to be killed. Your Bastion goes down. Your Sojourn knows what to do. She's ready. She's going for it. Queen is going for it as well, but no one is there to support them. You can hear the Baptiste is just utilizing his damage right now. And, like, again, both you and the Bap were just a little bit too damage hungry, and you're not supporting the team in the way that it could be done. Like, it's overtime. The Ana goes down, but then the Mercy goes in for the res. Unfortunately, you lose your Sojourn in the crossfire. The Mercy goes down, though, to the Sojourn's railgun, which means that both of the support on the enemy team are down. This is a very, very tough moment. Your Bap needs to keep your Queen alive, and if he can do that, potentially you guys win this. And we can't C9 the point. You tried hard to keep that Queen alive. Again, your Bastion needs to be supported right now. That's their Bastion. I'm so sorry. You're trying, you're doing your best. You almost had a coalescence, but it wasn't enough. Your Queen goes down, your Bap goes down, your Bastion is here. He's trying, but he's not close enough to actually get onto the thing. And he dodged the Reinhardt shot, but immediately gets killed by the Bastion ultimate. That's tough, man. That's tough. You guys would have had it. I think you guys would have had it if you had utilized a team fight. A final team fight would have been the thing between you winning and losing that round. Your Bap was also extremely damage hungry. You are also extremely damage hungry. And that puts you into this position where when you keep fighting in a time where you don't actually have the numbers on your side, you stagger your ability to get back together and have a proper team fight afterwards. And because of that, I think that you guys ended up losing based on like your aggression on the team, where you kept trying to get the kills instead of trying to keep them alive. Maybe a pocket Bastion would have helped as well. Like, a pocket for Bastion definitely would have helped if either you or Baptiste had been on Bastion to enable them during their tank form. That also would have been good, because, like, they just have, not only do they have more offensive potential than you, like, by a long shot, it's not even close, right? The offensive potential of the Bastion is huge, but they also have the DPS passive, which is crucial to actually getting kills here in Season 10, because the DPS passive reduces the healing that they receive by 15%, and with their two support already being, like, strong support characters, the Mercy utilizing Chain Heal is far less effective when the DPS passive is going, right? Pixie Doodles, you're hungry just like Odin. Eat the chips that are on your plate, and grab your vitamin water and have that for a snack. I'll be making lunch in an hour and a half, honey. My daughter's hungry. So, I think in this gameplay, first of all, you got punished a lot of times. They wanted you dead, and they got the kill on you many, many times. And it's difficult to fight against, because when they're getting the kill on you, like, if they put you down over and over again, then not only does your team lose a support player, which is arguably the most important player on your team to keep alive other than your tank. Like, the Moira is way better at keeping the team alive than the Bastion. Is also way better at killing the enemy team than the Bastion, or the Baptiste. Way better at healing and keeping the team alive than Bap. Way better at killing the enemy team than Bap. The Moira is the second most important person on the team, next to the Queen, and it's just tough, right? They punished you a lot for being in the places that you were. They used ultimates on you. They used whip shot to knock you off the map. They used Reinhardt charged you off the map at some point. Sometimes I forget you're a family man. Yeah, I am, and the responsibility needs to be taken care of as well. But a lot of people think that I'm very, very young too, which I don't know if that helps or hurts me, but I appreciate everybody who thinks I'm, like, just barely over 18. You guys are true ballers. But just because I play like I'm a 14-year-old who just snorted a line of advanced GG doesn't mean that I'm, not a father. You know what I mean? So that was a really good game. That was a really strong playing from you. You utilized a lot of the tactics that I have talked to you about in previous gameplays, where you were you were tapping your heal to make sure that your heal didn't get overused, which I think is extremely powerful. Like the holding down the button on Moira is the fastest way to drain all of your juice, and then you lose all of your healing potential. You just can't keep people alive. Yeah, I'm 34. Coffee. So just so you know, so in case you were wondering, I'm 34. So I've been playing competitive shooters for like almost 20 years. So I have a lot of experience, and I've played every superpower you can think of in some game or another, right? Yeah, 30s gang. Exactly. I played every superpower you can think of in one game or another. So these are just combinations of superpowers I've already played with in other games put into heroes, right? So I know how to use all of this stuff because I've used it before in something else. I've been gaming since I was 1. I beat Super Mario when I was 1. So like I literally I've been at this shit my entire life. So that's the reason why I know so much. The amount of time that I've spent gaming is like the amount of time most people have spent blinking. You know, like it's almost every moment of my day is spent doing that. Not so subtle flex. It's not subtle at all, bro. I'm not being subtle about it in any way. Like, I've been in this shit, bro. That's why I do it for a living. You know, that's why it's my job. Because I don't know anything else. I don't, like, remember that episode where SpongeBob throws away all of what he knows? He has that, like, little scene where they just, like, shred all the papers in his mind, and the only thing he knows at the end is fine dining and breathing? Well, the only thing I know, bro, is gaming and breathing. Like, that's it. And, yeah, and my daughter has also been, at this for a long time as well. She's gonna be, like, remember, at the start of Dragon Ball Z, when Gohan first utilizes his power and he, like, pushes a mountain, like, I don't know, 100 miles? Like, they throw him at a mountain and he just, like, obliterates it and pushes it, like, 100 miles. And then Piccolo goes, this kid's gonna be stronger than all of us, right? That's my kid. She's gonna be stronger than all of us, bro. I'm telling you. She is the Gohan of gaming. But anywho, in this game, the main thing that you needed to do to win is keep your team alive more. You did everything right in almost every scenario. You got punished several times, and sometimes people just have your number, and there's just nothing you can do about that. Like, in cases where people have your number, there are gonna be games where people just kick your ass, and, like, it's always one guy, right? Like, or one or two guys on the enemy team, if you run into that situation where, for whatever reason, they just obliterate you every time they see you. And in this game, it was Reinhardt. They had your number, and, you know, it happens. Don't worry about it. You will have other games where you do the same thing to other people, and other people will feel the same way about you, you know? So, and I think that if you had played a little bit more of a defensive game and focused more on keeping your squad alive, then I think that you guys would have made it, and enabling your DPS characters to do the thing they're already good at. You've been getting pushed through gaming boot camp since birth. She has. She has, like, legitimately. And I don't let her win, either. So whenever she games with me, no matter what game we're playing, I relentlessly beat her into the dirt until she gets good enough to actually beat me. And that's why she's gonna be stronger than all of us. Because, like, she's been facing me since she was a kid, since she was a baby, right? So, like, imagine your entire life facing me at full power, right? And again, I don't pull any punches. I destroy her at every game we play until she beats me legitimately. And that's why she's so good. That's why she's so, yeah, at games, Flo, at games. Don't quote me out of context, bro. You're gonna get me canceled. The cancel culture is gonna be real. At video games, at Uno, you know, at Monopoly, right? Like, at whatever we're playing. Not in real life. I'm a huge pro. She is a huge pro. Alright, so that's my critique of this gameplay. We got one more that I promised that I would check out. This gameplay is on Watchpoint Gibraltar. It says, I got extremely Moira diffed. She had almost 16,000 damage. My teammates were all playing all over the place, and our Sojourn played on the ground, not contesting the high ground. So you never want to see that, right? Like, that's tough. Let's go ahead and check it out. we're here on Watchpoint Gibraltar. Excuse me. When are you going to start bailing your old man out in Overwatch? She doesn't like to lose, right? So I am hesitant to let her play Overwatch because Overwatch is a game where you lose and die a lot. She's also 9, so that also makes it difficult, you know? Like, I don't know that she could necessarily hold up in a scenario where people are this relentless. I'm gonna send a game review after this. Sounds good. And I will go ahead. I'll review yours tomorrow then, Coffee. And that way we can have some content for tomorrow. I also have Spicy One with a bunch of Lifeweaver gameplay that he sent me in for later on this week. So you guys can look forward to that. If you are a Lifeweaver fan, we'll be checking him out in Season 10, some of that gameplay here later on this week. Okay, so let's go ahead and put it on you. The game has already started, so I'm going to back it up so that I can talk smack about your team comp. Because what else am I here for if not to talk smack on the team comp?
Escort the payload.
Okay. Off the jump. Off the jump, the Orisa is a good pick for your tank. The Baptiste, again, we're in this scenario where Bap can be pretty good, but only if he's like a really good Bap, right? The potential for Bap to be really good is entirely dependent on whether or not he can get value out of direct hits, because the direct hit heals for more than just the splash. He can also get AoE healing whenever possible, but there's not a lot of people that will, yeah, I know, right? I see it too. There's not a lot of people that can, stand close to the Orisa to get the AoE healing from the BAP. You have a soldier who could potentially be there, but more than likely will be on the high ground. You have a, Widowmaker who could be there, but what would be the point of that when she could be in the back line, all the way in the back on a high ground angle, taking, heads off? So, I think in this moment, like, your team does not need a BAP. And I think, like, a Kiriko would be 100%, 1,000% better for this team than a Baptiste. I think that excuse me, I just hit my mouse with my hand. I think that a Lucio, and while you don't need the speed boost, the AoE healing of the Lucio plus the speed boost for the Orisa to get her into position, like, could be more powerful than the BAP. I think, aside from that, BAP is kind of fine. Like, any of the other characters, maybe, Ilari could potentially be a pretty good one on this map, because she can use her ultimate to fly to the high ground position and get people that are in the high ground on the other team. That potentially would be a better use of the support, but BAP, in the same way, has the neutral game effectiveness of being able to crouch down and use his, like, jumper boots to launch himself into the sky and get onto the high ground positions as well. So maybe that argument kind of doesn't hold up, who knows. Orisa does struggle with controlling the high ground on this map, and that was the other thing I was going to say about the when I got to the enemy team, is that the enemy team has a D.Va, which can get to the high ground positions very effectively. And, like, she has the boost, so she can just fly herself up to wherever people are, and she can bully the soldier really easily. She can bully the Widowmaker really easily, and in addition to that, the Baptiste has no way to escape the D.Va when she dives onto him. So that makes it very difficult for your D.Va to be able to get value in this moment. I think that the D.Va is probably a better pick for a tank, but the Orisa is a very strong sustained tank and can stay alive through basically anything if you let her, right? So the Orisa could have been a monkey. The Orisa could have been a D.Va, right, to get to those high ground positions. Even a Sigma would have arguably been pretty good here, but Orisa is like the tank, bro. Like, right now, in this meta, Orisa is like the strongest tank in the entire game. She is like, as far as sustain goes, she has the cooldowns, she has the health, she has Fortify, like, she has, like, maybe her ultimate is like the worst part of her kit, but, like, she's still pretty smart. Or pretty strong, even. If D.Va is smart, she won't let Widow play. That would be the thing that stops their team from succeeding. That being said, they also have a Widow, so the potential for the Widow v Widow duel is here as well, where they just can't get value out of the Widowmaker because she just keeps getting diffed by the other one, right? There's also the cast versus soldier debate where the hit scan will duel each other, and depending on who is a better shot, the better shot will win. But the soldier is a damage over time character, where the Cassidy is a burst damage character. So in combination with the burst damage of Widow, or the combination of the burst damage with Kiriko, or even just some of the damage over time from his other teammates, could very easily destroy this soldier. So it's going to come down to who has the better hit scan characters in this game mode. Your enemy team is utilizing a Kiriko Moira combo, which is flat out a better support combination than what you have right now. Not only does Kiriko not have to aim to hit her heals, which, you know, makes her like just straight up better than Baptiste, because yes, Bap can get that AoE healing, but he needs to direct hit to get full value out of his grenade. She also has an answer to every single thing in the entire game. She's got high burst damage, she's got incredible mobility, both with wall climb and her ability to teleport through walls. She has Suzu to cleanse anything, and like, it's impossible for Bap to be better than the S tier, which is Kiriko, right? And then Moira is like high A tier, like close to S, but like not quite there. So they have a better support combo than you. Sending it now. All right, Coffee, sounds good. I'm excited to review your gameplay tomorrow. I'm excited. I'm happy that you guys want to see it. You know, I appreciate you enjoying the content enough to send in your gameplays. And if you guys are watching this on the replay and you would like to send me your gameplay, you can do it in an email. Send the import code to DudeNoWayLive@gmail.com. That's the name of the YouTube channel, DudeNoWay Live, no exclamation point, at gmail.com. And you will, I'll be turning it into some content here in the coming days. All right, so we got your team is starting. You're coming out of the doors. Where is your Widow? Tell me Widow is on the high ground. All right, Widow's on the high ground, so at least she understands. And also in the Discord as well, yes. And also in the Discord as well. It says you're sending it now. I don't see it in the Discord yet, but I'm going to go ahead and post the Discord again one more time. I need to recopy it. Hang on. Bang. Just going to go ahead and repost this Discord link. So if you guys are watching it in the replay and you would like to send in your content, you can also send it through our Discord. There's an Overwatch 2 gameplay reviews text channel where you can send it to, and I will be, I can turn it into some content through there. So you guys are starting. Your Widow's on the high ground. Their Widow is obviously going to be also on the high ground positions. Their team is defending from the proper place. You see that their hit scan are in the proper place. The only thing that is holding them back right now is the Moira is a little bit behind, but not behind enough to create an advantage for you. So right now you just want to, you're healing for no reason. Just save that heal, right? I know what you're doing. You're trying to save your team from the Alpha Strike, and you are tapping very effectively. Well done. You want to, as you move, you want to utilize the payload as a piece of cover. You want to come up to it. You want to crouch down, right, so that your head is completely covered, and then you can turn around and freely heal your team while holding S or down on the sticks, I guess, if you're playing on controller, right? And then you can move with the payload while having complete safety from the people above you. They can't see you when you use the payload as a piece of cover. Your Widow already dead. The D.Va did exactly what we were afraid she would do. She obliterated your Widow in seconds. You're utilizing all of your heals here. No one is really low health on your team. If you look at the health bars, everybody is kind of healed up right now. You kind of don't need to be utilizing this, and you are you're wasting juice, right? Yep, good. You threw the healing orb. This is good. You know the D.Va is over there. You can keep moving the payload. And as you start taking that damage from the cast, this is what I was talking about before. If you are crouched here, cast can't see you on this high ground position, right? You see that it completely line of sights the high ground position, bang, and then you crouch right here, and you start moving your way down to the underpass. Harry Grant, what's going on, dude? Harry, this is I believe this is silver. Storm, if you're here, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is a silver or a gold lobby right here. Welcome to the show, Harry. Thanks for being here, dude. Appreciate you, man. So your Orisa's on the high ground. She is alone, though, right? So she ran up here all on her own, and your BAP is not with her. You are not with her. You can see BAP is doing his best to shoot some grenades over to her, but in this moment, she has isolated herself from the team. Zach, what's going on, dude? Thanks for being here. Sudaski, I appreciate you. Psycho Panda, what's going on? Can my mate Harry get his game reviewed? Absolutely. You guys can get your games reviewed you can send me the import code to DudeNoWayLive@gmail.com, which is the name of the channel here on YouTube at gmail.com, or you can post it in the Discord under the Overwatch 2 gameplay reviews text channel. And yes, I did miss you, Zach. I appreciate you coming out and bringing the squad with you. It's always good to see you guys. Thanks for coming. We are reviewing a Moira gameplay here. It is a gold. I'm going to say it's gold. I'm pretty sure she's gold. Lobby. And she said that she is having trouble at the start of the season. Got a 3 a.m. game? Go for it, dude. Go for it. All right. So, like I said, your Orisa is completely isolated right now. Going to be difficult for her to survive up there with no support. You can potentially get to her pretty quickly. So that would be good. Okay, I got your gameplay here, Coffee. It is in the Discord. I got you all set, so we are good to go. I will review yours tomorrow. We got a game after a 40-minute queue. We'll be back. Oh my god, bro, a 40-minute queue. That is ridiculous. All right, sounds good, Harry. Good luck, dude. Like I said, you can get up to this Orisa if you try, but you're gonna have to get up to her quickly, or she's just gonna die. You see the Kiriko on their team, not supporting, but in fact is using the kunai to try and get you down. You can win this duel if you are good enough with your strafe game. You throw the healing orb out, or the damage orb, depending on how you want to do it. I think the healing orb would arguably be better, and then you just damage her over time, and she will not be able to get value on you at all. Like, she'll just lose, straight up lose, if you are good at the strafe game. But again, your tank is going to die if she doesn't get some support. You see, your BAP is up there, so that's good. You want to throw the healing orb her way. Throw it her way. Oh no. Right? So you were trying to get your tank alive and also trying to move the payload. And in doing so, totally forgot about the Widowmaker, right? Who used her on the ground angle, which is not the place you would typically see her, to headshot you. She sniped you clean. Like, you know, in that moment, we say GG. Good game, dude. Good shots, right? We're a good sport about it. We don't get mad about being out of position. You know, that was our fault. You see, your tank is doing her best right now. Everyone has C9 to the point. You see the payload down there all by its lonesome? Here comes your tank, back down to the low ground. You've got your soldier on the high ground. Your BAP is getting destroyed by this Moira, and the BAP does not win this duel unless the soldier has a peel for her, or for him. I think your BAP is probably going to die in this scenario. Your Widow is also taking a lot of heat right now. So your soldier is now fighting the Moira. This is an incredibly tough fight for soldier as well. He needs to really hit his headshots, and he also needs to put his healing pad down, otherwise he loses. Your Widow is on the low ground, getting bullied by the Diva, and your soldier is about to be landed on by the Kiriko. I think this is the end for your team right here. I think your team loses this fight. I wouldn't be surprised to see your Widow go down unless you come out of the spawn and save her. I wouldn't be surprised to see your soldier go down. Soldier ran, which is good on his part, smart on his part. Your Widow is also got healed from the BAP, so everybody is good right now. And you're able to take out their Moira. This is awesome. You guys are straight up winning now. You have won the fight here. What are you doing?
I will deliver this payload safely.
You had to check your phone. That's okay. Sometimes it happens. You got both of their support. You got their tank. It's time to go. Time to jump on that payload. Now you know where they are. You got the healing orb out for your tank. This is great. Again, we want to make sure that we're on the payload. They're good right now. Just wait until you see people taking damage before you use that. Just remember, it's limited. It's limited, so you can't just throw heals out forever. If you want to throw heals out like that, you play Kiriko, right? And in doing so, you'll be able to heal with reckless abandon in every direction forever and ever for all time. You know that the coalescence can be dangerous for your team. I'm just going to pause right here. You know that the coalescence can be dangerous for your team, but the damage orb through the window gets that additional damage as well. So you could potentially throw that up to their high ground, right? And you're about to have it off of cooldown in 5 seconds. Potentially, you could still use it there. If you throw it up to their high ground, it will force them to stop engaging from the high ground position. You need to recharge because you've used a lot of your heal very quickly. Yep, you got the healing orbs out. This is good. This is good. Putting the damage in on the Moira, putting the damage in on the tank. You want to try and get this tank out of mech if you can. I take it back. It's now time to support the soldier. As soon as somebody ultimates, it is your job to get on them and make sure that they have all of the health that they need to get as much value as possible. Good, this is great. This is awesome. When you hear the high noon behind you, you know that he can see you, right? But you have the advantage of backing up. You could just back up around this corner, and you're totally good. You fade backwards, and you're totally fine. Great. Awesome. You did exactly what you should have done. You're trying to keep your team alive. You're trying to kill their diva right now, but unfortunately their diva has a bunch of support on her. It would have been better. I think you're maybe just charging up your healing beam, but it would have been better if you could have used that on the Kiriko or on the Moira. That was a nice fade. Your Widowmaker goes down, so that's not great. You are now in the back line with no fade. So when you did use fade, it would have been better if you'd have used it and gotten yourself out of the way to potentially save yourself from the damage of the characters that are right next to you. Okay. You're doing your best, but the BAP goes down. It's time to leave, right? It's time to call it out. Arisa, we gotta go, baby. But you're about to have Cole. I would just press Cole immediately. Yep. And get those support. You get those support, you kick their ass, you push their, put their dick in the dirt, you should be good to go. But you're funneling onto the tank. The support are keeping her alive. You don't have the DPS passive to reduce the healing that they take, so it's going to be very difficult for you to actually kill this tank. You see, you weren't even able to get her out of armor health. And so, while you were using Cole, if you had jumped backwards, kept your tank in front of you, and then beamed whoever was behind your tank, you could have sustained your tank in armor health, allowed her to get extremely aggressive, and then she would have followed up on your damage because she would have seen that your beam is actually, like, hurting someone. So when you're using Cole, just do your best to try and keep the tank in front of you. Thank you, Pixie Doodles. I appreciate you. Again, you're using a lot of damage here. You're damaging for a long time. You're unfortunately unable to damage the Moira enough during her coalescence to actually kill her. You need your team to be following up, but no one is team-shotting on your squad. They're shooting this guy, then they're shooting this other guy, then they're shooting Diva, then they're over here on the Cassidy. Now they've got some shots for the Sojourn. Like, and they need to all focus fire one, and then that person will melt. They'll fall over. Instantly die. You're doing your best. Now you know that you can take this duel. The Sojourn needs to be extremely effective with her shots and hit railguns on you to actually kill you, especially while your healing orb is here. So this is a duel you can actually take, severely reducing the amount of damage that their team puts out, right? Again, yes, and you keep this Diva out of mech. You try and get her out of mech. This is great. Now you stop damaging Diva, and you see that the Ofuda is coming from the high ground position. So now you want to back up and get this Kiriko into your line of sight so that you can actually damage her and force her to teleport out. And you were able to get the baby Diva. And you're able to, again, this is what happens when you team shot, right? They fold like origami. They just fall apart before your very eyes. And you are able to get the Moira down, you're able to get the baby diva down, then you turn around and you kill the Kiriko, right? And she just dies. Like, this is team shotting. It's the highest damage weapon in Overwatch 2. Everybody has it, no matter what character you play, and it's team shotting. More damage than anything in the entire game. You now have a Venture instead of a Widowmaker, which is arguably a better character now. Since you took that, you just throw your healing orb, you're totally fine. Don't throw your damage orb, though. You want to keep your team alive with your healing orb and keep your juice. It's more important to keep your juice. You're really hungry for that damage orb. But it actually is charging their support ultimates as you do this. So as you do, like, small bits of damage, and you force their support to actually heal them. I really like Cassidy with the white beard. He looks really good with the white beard. Anyway, as you deal little bits of damage, and their support players heal that up, they're gaining ultimate charge off of that. But you gain ultimate charge off of healing your squad. So if you'd have thrown your... healing orb instead, you could be building up to your coalescence a little bit faster because you know that this damage orb is not going to kill anyone. It just doesn't. There's no one even low health right now. So you're getting the you can still benefit from this. You can still, I believe you still get extra damage through the window. So if you stand there and you beam through the window, I believe it still does more damage. And you just gently line of sight the, Diva Bomb. In that moment when the tank goes down, I think you just leave. You and your team, I think it's time for you to go. Right? Because if you stick around, this is going to happen. You get hindered, the Cassidy puts one shot into you, and then you end up dead, right? It's time to go. You got to fade out of there. When your tank goes down, you can't win this fight anymore. No one on their team is dead. Cassidy's here, Kiriko's here, Moira's here, Diva's here, and the Sojourn is back here. While she is low health, potentially you do get the Sojourn. That's not enough to win you this fight. So your Venture kills the Sojourn, immediately gets killed by the Diva. You faded the wrong direction as well. There's nowhere for you to go down here. This is a death trap place. There's no better angle. There's no way for you to get out. You come, even if you come all the way down here and you go around, you're still going to be right here with the entire team, right? You needed to fade this way back to your squad so that you can group up for the team fight. You're waiting, you know Cass hears you. You want to crouch as well. You're not crouching, you need to utilize crouch so that when you are moving, you don't make any sound with your footsteps. That is an extremely important thing while hiding. Crouch is one of the most important tools that you can do to keep yourself in a position where you don't die. Don't forget that you do have crouch. Kiddo, you can go do whatever you want to do. You don't have to sit here and watch Daddy review gameplays. You can go play a game on your PlayStation if you want. I appreciate you hanging out with me. You're waiting for your moment. You know that your tank is here. You got your, It's good that you survived that, though. It is good that you survived that. And when the Kitsune Rush comes out, you call it out to your team. We don't fight into the Kitsune Rush. This is just a better version of Bap's window, right? This is like 3 times better than Baptiste's window. So we just back up. You just back up out of the way, and then you'll be able to like completely negate the value of the Kitsune Rush entirely. If you just back up to here, all of a sudden, the people have to come around this box, and they're no longer standing in the additional attack speed of the Kitsune Rush. I'm gonna put 3 games, sounds like a plan. So you're using Cole. You can't win in this scenario. This is too much damage that they can do to you that you can't survive through. And yes, Moira has the healing over time during Coalescence, and she heals from a little bit of damage that she's doing. Like, you just don't have enough damage to be able to live through this. So you need to back up and get away from the Kitsune Rush as quickly as possible. Otherwise, they're just gonna kill you, right? Like, if this Kiriko hits you twice, you're dead. Everybody's using ults. You used Fade, but you kind of stalled out on the things behind you. My kid is adorable. She is adorable. She's a good kid, man. I couldn't have asked for a better kid. Remember the other day when I said I made a bargain at 19 that if my wife at the time didn't get pregnant, then I would be ready for a kid at 25? That's the kid. Anyway, and I had to follow through on my bargain. They called me on my bluff and gave it to me at 25 like I asked for. So anyway, you tried to fade out there and you stalled out here on the boxes. You needed to get around the other side. Your team is still fighting into this Kitsune rush. The Sojourn is an ultimate as well here. If this were me, if this Sojourn were me, at least 2 of you would be dead right now. And that's the mindset you need to have as you get into the higher ranks. When you hear this ends now, it actually ends now. Like, so you gotta be cognizant of that and careful. With Soldier using the tac visor on the high ground right here, he forgot to put his health pack down, so he's like, this is like noob level gameplay for Soldier, but he has a good angle on everyone and is going to allow you to push your payload forward a little bit more. Also, Damage Orb is basically useless unless you want to kill confirm. Exactly. That's what I was saying before. The Damage Orb is only good if people are low health. If people are running away from you, if they're low health, then you throw the Damage Orb. If everyone is full health on the enemy team, you throw the Damage Orb and it ends up just damaging them a little bit, then their support come up, heal it back up, and they gain ultimate off of your Damage Orb, right? Whereas you would have gained the ultimate just you, as Moira, would have gained the ultimate if you had thrown the healing orb instead and used that to heal up your squad. The skill orb is only good if people are low. Excuse me. I'm getting cottonmouth because I've been talking for 2 hours. So their team just falls apart. The Soldier is able to very effectively take everybody out. He was able to get the D.Va out of mech, which removes the defense matrix, and that means that you are good to go here. You guys win. The Sojourn can't do anything to you. You just kill her, right? You kill the Kiriko, and then everybody kills the Sojourn, and then you're good to go. Yep, you just put this damage in. Exactly. Like, fuck her, dude. She's dead. And their Moira kills your Soldier. But, like, let me see where Soldier was. What you doing out here, bro? What were you doing over on the other side? There were still people on the point. That's what he gets, right? But at least he has the forward spawn now. He'll spawn right up with you guys. So, like, he'll spawn right over here. So there's no reason for him to fear. He'll be totally fine. Again, the healing orb here. Healing orb. No one's low health. Look at their team. Full health, full health, full health, full health. A tiny, tiny bit of damage. You're totally fine. You don't need to worry about the damage orb here at all. You won? Zach, congratulations, bro. I heard about your, like, 40-minute queue or whatever it was in Masters. That's terrible. Please tell me you have a VOD review spot in this stream. Not in this stream. Like, we're almost done here. We're about, 2 hours into this one. And, but I will be here tomorrow. So if you want to send it, actually, I already have one lined up for tomorrow. If you want to send it, you just let me know, and I will be happy to review it. But, like, I want to make a separate thumbnail. I want to make a separate show for your guys' reviews, because you got to remember, like, the show itself is based around this Moira review. I can get more content out of it if I stretch it out and I do it in separate episodes. You know what I mean? Yeah, if you do it in this chat, that's fine too. If you do it in the Discord, that's totally fine too. You just let me know wherever you put it, and I'll be happy to do it. But this gives me more content. The more you guys send in, the more content I have, and it makes it easier for me to make episodes, you know? So, like, I wouldn't want to do multiple gameplays in one, because what if somebody wants to come and they only want to watch the Masters, game that you guys played? I don't know what character it was, but let's just say it was Reinhardt, right? Like, what if they only want to watch the Masters Reinhardt and I put it inside of the Moira review, you know? Then it doesn't make sense for the viewer. Know what I'm saying? So, you guys, you have the checkpoint here. Your entire team is alive except for your Soldier. Your tank is going deep, though, and we gotta remember not to C9 the point at this moment. While it is okay to push forward right now and keep them back, we need to remember that the payload also needs to be moved. So, the BAP can hit it from here. He can hit the Orisa from here. You can leave the payload while the BAP stands on it and shoots his grenades, and you can go heal up Orisa right now. You can't hit anybody from this distance. You can see it kind of fades out here on the stairs. This is as far away as you can be. Yes, exactly. You throw the healing orb out to her. Now, when you see this, when you see Orisa do this, you need to fade forward and immediately start pumping the heals into her, because in this moment, when she pulls everybody close, it's almost certain that she will take a fuckload of damage. So it's very important that you, that when you hear somebody use an ultimate, you are there to support. And your Venture is going in. But their Cassidy is using High Noon from the high ground. You use Fade. If you just fade back behind these boxes, you completely deny the value of his High Noon. And by using Fade, you also deny the value of his initial lock-on and force him to lock on a second time, which is great.
Careful, we're outnumbered.
With the value High Noon that just happened, you need to let your Orisa die and go back to the spawn. You just let her die. I'm sorry, Orisa. It is what it is. 3 of the team went down, and it's only you and Orisa, and she's all the way up there. You leave the payload, and you go back to the spawn while you still have a life to live.
Recover transporting the payload.
Yeah, you're dead. If you stay. Please don't stay. You needed to leave. You gotta leave when it's time. You're waiting for your fade. You use your fade to get out of there. You throw the healing orb. Oh, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. And you caught the peel right when you needed it. You're so... oh, man. What a lucky moment for you, right? So they have a Pharah now. And the Pharah is very, very difficult for your team to deal with. Although you do have a soldier. As you come out of these doors, Pharah gets a ton of value. So, like, you have to come out in a spread out manner to stop the Pharah from actually, like, just killing you outright. Because her splash damage will hit... bang, and it will blow you guys to smithereens as you come out of this, like, close doorway. So you need to utilize this door and this side door over here, if possible, for your high mobility characters like Soldier, who can run around here and grab the high ground position and kind of counter-angle this Pharah from here. And in doing so, it'll force her to get either out of the sky and to a piece of cover, or just less value, straight up less value than she's able to get as you shoot through the doorways. Zach, I see you, bro. I am copying and sending that to myself right now. Give me 1 second. I'm going to send that to me. And that way I will have it for later on this week. Bang. And this is Zach gameplay. Zach, what character should I be looking at here? You let me know. And that way, on tank. On tank. Tank. Got it. And you are... it took me a second to read that. Auditiva? I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm gonna not pronounce that again so that I don't sound like an idiot. But, I got you. I got it sent to myself. We're good to go. Alright, so. Streamer mode name? Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I haven't turned on streamer mode yet, but I've barely played, this season, so, like, I haven't really needed it either. I don't think that I will need it for a while either, so. Your tank is getting very low, and you have just made it out of the spawn. Again, this Pharah is able to get so much value on your team as you're all, like, clumped together like this. Your tank may die without some additional support. Your tank needs to understand, right? There's so much damage coming out right now that her walking out into all of it like this is just monopolizing every bit of healing that you guys have. And then the Moira on the other team uses her coalescence and her sustain during coalescence to come in and kill one of your support, which effectively shuts down your push right away, right? And the Moira, while she probably will get punished, can fade out of here, and there's the potential that she just gets to do this for free. So your tank needs to know and play better, straight up. Like, they need to not push so hard. Okay, you need to call for a peel. You are getting targeted by this Moira. You're low in your ability to heal anyway, so you need to be damaging her as much as you can. The best thing for you to do at this moment is to continue damaging her until you get coalescence, and then immediately pop coal and use that to force her fade, and then you get back to your team and try and keep your tank alive. If you see your Venture is out here trying to duel with this Lucio, trying to get a value kill for your team, and if they do get it, that would be awesome. But that being said, they're in an extremely vulnerable position, so the best thing that you could do right now is to damage her until you have Cole, immediately pop it to force her away, and then try and get your team alive as quickly as possible. Your tank is dead, your Ana is dead, this push is over, but you can potentially save the people that are here, so you don't have to wait for them to respawn. You're trying to take this duel. She's gonna beat you. Look at how much damage you have on her. Think about how much life you have right now. She's gonna win. Yeah, and like you got hit with the melee. You were too damaged already to have gotten away from it. If you'd have pressed Cole immediately while you still had like 115 health, that would have been the deciding factor between winning or losing this duel. And it's unfortunate, but this Moira gets to do that for free because your team wasn't here to peel for you. You see, the Venture is trying but couldn't get the kill on that Lucio. Your Soldier is getting bullied right now by the D.Va. Your Ana is back, but the Moira is here doing what Moira does, right? And then your Venture goes down. And again, this is the problem, right? The stagger train left the station, all aboard. The Venture going down right now means that you're about to spawn. You're already spawned, coming out, and the Venture is down. You're never going to get to this 5v5. So your team is going out, you're going out. The tank is doing a good job taking very little damage. The Ana is doing a good job keeping the tank alive. And your Soldier is getting bullied by this Moira. But the tank being out here is monopolizing the amount of healing that the Ana can do. And because of that, the Soldier is getting absolutely destroyed. He will die against this Moira unless he starts hitting headshots immediately. So you need to keep him alive. You are out of the spawn, so let's see you keep Soldier alive. This is great. This is good. We're moving forward now. You saw that the Moira was anti-healed. So in that moment, you tried to damage her. That was a good thing. You need to throw your healing orb and hope that the D.Va doesn't defense matrix it. All aboard. You like that, Bricks? Yeah, that's my new slogan. I think I want to get a shirt. I think I want to get a shirt made for that. Like all aboard the stagger train, right? And it's just a bunch of the death markers. And like dead, half-dead Overwatch characters leaning out. That'd be cool, right? That'd be some merch I would wear. So you do throw the healing orb, and you're in here now with the D.Va. Don't forget that D.Va has shotguns. And with D.Va's shotguns, she can very effectively kill you in this scenario. If she just turns and decides she doesn't want to kill the tank anymore, and she instead wants to target you, then you are in an extremely vulnerable position being here. Thankfully, she doesn't, but again, that could happen. You got the healing orb is out. This is good. You want to damage up on anybody that you can. You can't heal this Soldier because you are out of juice. You know that the Pharah is up there. You are also a good counter to Pharah, unless she is utilizing the entirety of the skybox, which is very difficult for Pharah to do. So if we look here, your Orisa is throwing right now, first of all. If we look here, the cast is on the high ground, the Pharah is on the low ground, but your tank went all the way to their spawn. And this can only end one way, with your tank dying. And, like, you should not even support her right now. You have 26 seconds. The best thing you could do is stay on the payload and just kind of let the tank go, because you don't have enough juice to even keep her alive anyway. The dog is also mad at your tank. I don't know if you heard her. Alright, so you went down. It is what it is, right? This Soldier is uncontested here on the high ground. No one has really done anything to stop him. Your team, you have a Soldier and a Venture. Going to be difficult for them to get up to him. So the Cassidy, I think I called him Soldier, but the Cassidy is uncontested on this high ground, just able to easily clean you up. And the Pharah as well. We click on the Pharah, we know exactly where Pharah is, right? Just shooting down directly onto you. And with you having to stay on the payload, you're just fish in a barrel for her. Dang, the Moira, or the Ana goes down. You go down. The Venture's trying to keep it as long as they can, but they can't, right? The Soldier ran up to try and get a flank angle on them, but has no support, and, like, is just straight up going to lose. The duel between the Cassidy and the Soldier is already a tough one, but when you add a Pharah into the mix, the Soldier just straight up loses. Their Moira is using ultimate inside of your spawn right now. You see that your Venture goes down. Your tank swapped over to a Winston to try and get there faster, but the D.Va is a hard counter to Winston, so it's going to be very difficult for him to do that. He's getting booped all over the place. He goes in with 0.3 seconds left. It was a good try, but we are done with this round here. round 1 complete. That's as far as you get. Again, you got, you ran out of juice because you were throwing damage orbs and healing just a little bit too much. I don't think you needed to heal quite that much. The diving into the, what do you call this? Like a depot, like the garage over here with your Orisa also put you in an incredibly vulnerable position where you didn't get killed, but you very much could have. So, it was a decent round. You guys got pretty far. So we're going to watch it as it swaps over. And then I'm going to take a sip of my Red Bull and we'll see what happens from there, right?
Initiating match. Initiate. Ready. 5, 4.
All right. So you have swapped over to Mercy in this moment. And while I don't think Mercy is terrible, she is, like, effectively worse than Moira. These games were during my stream. Hell yeah. I'm excited to see them. I'll be excited to review. I always like when I'm in the background. I'm, you know, I'm full of myself like that. I'm just kidding. But, like, I do like reviewing games where I was also a part of them. It lets me see from my perspective the things that, or from your perspective, the things that I did wrong so that I can be better for the next time. So, excuse me, like I said, you have a Mercy pick for this defense. And while I don't think Mercy is terrible, she is a worse pick than Moira, pretty much in every situation. Moira is just really powerful. Her heals are really strong. Her damage is really strong. Mercy relies on the team being effective, and you have proven that your team has proven that they are not that effective, unfortunately. Also, your Torbjorn, where's Torb? Torb is all the way back at the spawn, right? So this guy couldn't decide what he wanted to play. At the very least, your Widow is in the right place. Your Orisa could be on the high ground, but this is kind of fine as well. I think that, like I was listening to you while playing. Gotcha. Okay, sounds good. I appreciate you hanging out, Coffee, and listening to me while you play your games. I hope it's entertaining. I hope that, the things that I'm doing, I put on a good show. That's the idea, right? That's the whole thing I'm trying to do here. Pocketing Orisa, probably worst thing you can do with a Mercy. The Orisa, like, she can stay alive forever, which is great, but, like, the damage on your team needs to be extremely good to give up the damage of the Moira, because the Moira is so able to get kills, so easily able to secure eliminations, right? Compared to Mercy, who has to choose, and not only does she have to choose, but her damage is really not that good. So, something to think about anyway. We're gonna go ahead and let it play. 3, 2, 1. Should be on Widow because D.Va gonna dive her. Yeah, and not only that, but you could be damage boosting the Widow so that if she hits the headshot, the Orisa could follow, or if she hits the body shot even, the Orisa could follow up and potentially get the elimination pretty quickly. But, you know, Mercy is one of her mains, so I totally understand why she is on Mercy. You want to use this GA at this moment to try and get onto the high ground position if you can. You never want to be down there on the ground where she is. Not quite able to. You see that it's happening. You see you're looking for your opportunity to Guardian Angel up to them. Yeah, and you get up here, but not quite in time, right? And the Cass plus the Pharah plus the Mercy is able to take out your Baptiste. And when you go for this res, you are in an extremely open sightline to every single person on the enemy team. Very vulnerable at this moment. I would be surprised if you got away with this, but maybe you will. That is classic, bro. I'm glad that you were able to live. I can't believe they didn't punish you for that. You were all the way in the open. You started taking damage there from the Cassidy, and the Baptiste killed the Cass, but you GA'd over to him, where I don't think you needed to. I think you could have healed Bap from here and just waited a moment for your health, because not only do you heal while healing, but in waiting for a couple of seconds not taking damage, you will continue to heal through the healing passive, which is great. Your team is obliterating them right now, so I think that you were safe to do that, but if you had done this and one of their DPS had been alive, you would have gotten punished and killed. I'm a flex support main, so I use everyone, mainly Ana. Ana is not bad. She's just outclassed by the amount of by the characters that we have in the game now. Like, since Moira is so good, since Kiriko is so good, Lucio has always been that good, right? But it used to be, in Overwatch 1, I played before Ana came out, but in Overwatch 1, it was Lucio and Mercy, and then it was Lucio and Ana, and she was like the best, those two were like the best supports that you could possibly play, and then, you know, Zen for certain characters, but like, Ana has been slowly power crept out of the meta as like Moira came out, she was a little bit better because of her kit and her mobility, and then Kiriko came out and she is like the most OP character there is, right? Like she has everything in one package, in one character. Like she's S tier and she always will be until they like nerf her into the ground. Until she goes the way of her other Shamadas, like she will be S tier forever, I think. She's bad at the moment because of the DPS passive. Not only that, but her heal just isn't that... It's not that strong. You know, like, it's just flat out not that good. Comparatively. And with the DPS passive, when you factor that in, she's like... She's hard power crept out of the meta right now. But she has a really good neutral game otherwise. Sleep can be very powerful when used in combination with your teammates following up. And, anti-heal can be extremely powerful in the same way. But people need to follow up, right? So, this is what I was talking about, where you were low health here, and you took a little bit of damage. Sorry, I had to bite the skin off my lip there. But I want to go back to you and show you that you were 115 health, 130 health is what you got to. And when I said that if one of their DPS had been alive, and you'd have put yourself out into that open sight line, you would have died. Here's the DPS that was alive, and you're in this open sight line, she immediately takes you out, right? She's able to easily take out the BAP as well with the help of the Moira, and your team has now lost. You were obliterating them, and just as quickly as that happened, your team fell apart as well. Your tank needs to leave now. There's no sense in contesting. She's getting, like, this is like, you know that, I don't know, short video or whatever, that GIF of, like, everybody beating the hell out of a computer? This is that moment, but she is the computer. Like, Risa is the PC. And they're, like, hitting it with a bat, and, like, one guy comes up and stomps on it, right? Like, that's what happened to Orisa just now. Your team needs to regroup. Your Sojourn is way, way out in the middle of the enemy team. I don't know what she thinks she's about to do, but the only thing she's about to do is die. So that sucks. Like, look how far away you guys are. Look at where Sojourn is. If this is, like, in a high-ranked game, they will just rush this character and immediately kill her. Immediately dumpstered Sojourn. Oh. Even with the movement ability, I'm just going to back up just a little bit. You can see, I'll put it right here. You can see that she is getting rushed. She takes some damage, bang. Moira comes up. Hey, what's up, fam? And that is the end of the Sojourn. And that's unfortunate because now you have to choose, do you utilize your res to bring this Sojourn back, or do you save it for when the tank or another support goes down? And, like, this is not good for you.
My gift to you.
So here you are. You're probably going to take this res. I would have taken it as well. Because the Moira can't kill you in time. She just doesn't have enough damage to kill you in time. You have a Kiriko now, so things are looking up on your squad. A Kiriko and a Sojourn. This is an almost meta game now. Yep, and you're getting them alive. You're keeping them up. This is good. You're using your angles very well. You can see the skill orb is trying to get you, but you have enough healing that you should be able to keep everybody alive right here. You need to keep your Kiriko alive, because if she goes down, all hell is going to break loose, right? And your tank can get healed by the Kiri, while you keep yourself alive and keep her alive, right? You keep yourself alive by healing her. That gives you the healing from your Mercy passive, and then you just utilize this angle until people get value. By putting yourself out in this open scenario, in this open sightline even, you have opened yourself up to the Pharah, you've opened yourself up to the Cassidy. They can easily pick you out of the sky if their aim is good. D.Va can also dive you and just bully you to death. Their Cassidy goes down, this is great. You hear, what do I hear? Is that a Widow? No, it's not a Widow. Okay, so it's your character on the bottom there. It's your character underneath you. It sounded like, it's Moira. There it is. I was like, it sounded like the boots of a Widow. So your Kiriko goes down. You immediately res her. This is great. You were able to get that res and be free and have it freely. Like, your team came together in the team fight. Your team is destroying them. But as soon as you get out of the team fight, as soon as the stagger train leaves the station, you guys get put into the dirt. So if you just stay together, I think you win this forever. You have stopped them several times. They only have 2 minutes, you know? Your squad is doing their thing. They're repositioning. The Kiriko right now is kind of playing in a weird angle. Like, she could be up here, right? She climbs up the wall, she jumps up to here, and then she stands here and completely is, like, safe, right? And she's safe from the people on the low ground. The only thing she has to worry about is the Pharah, and then when the Pharah comes, she just teleports out of there. I don't know where your Sojourn is going. Like, what's Sojourn doing over here, bro? She, okay, she wants to get to the high ground position, I see. Cool, that's good for her. That's a smart move on her part. You still have the gun out. And you immediately swap back to the staff. It's just tough, because, like, I don't think you could have gotten any kills there, but with the high noon coming out, you are able to easily line of sight him. The Orisa can spear spin to completely disable the high noon and remove all of the value he could possibly get. The Kiriko is close enough to a piece of cover. Let's just see. Close enough to a piece of cover that she should be able to get out of there. Hopefully she does. Let's let it play. No value. 0 value from the Cassidy, although he almost kills your Sojourn, who is up on the high ground. I don't think you know that. I don't think you can see that. So it's okay. I think it's forgivable to let her go. You need to pop Valk in this scenario. Like, you can immediately pop Valk as soon as the 5v5 starts, and then you win based off of your ability to heal everyone. You hear the cast to your left, right? You hear him on your left. He's shooting you. He's got the angle on you. You do pop Valk. Hopefully you are evasive enough to get out of the way here. You can hear their Mercy's blaster, right? You hear her down here utilizing her Mercy blaster. Where's she at? Where's this bitch at? There she is. She's utilizing her Mercy blaster to try and kill your team. This should be capitalized on you. Like, if you turn around and you start blasting her, that's it, dude. Like, she's dead. You're in Valk. You have better movement than she has. Try to go for this res, but the 2 DPS are right in front of you. This would have been your death. This would have definitely killed you in a higher ranked game, because the cast would have hit you with Hinder, and then the Pharah would have shot you once, and the cast would have shot you once. That would have been the end. So you do pull out the blaster. You're doing your best to get that Cassidy down. This is good. You peel for your Sojourn. This is good. You guys are fine. You want to keep your tank alive, right? Yep, you're doing great. And again, Orisa stays alive forever if you let her.
It's go time.
Yep, it's go time. Here we go. You need to get out of the way. Play your angle. Like, you know that the Moira's here. You see the beam, right? You see the beam on the Sojourn. You hear her loud footsteps. She's playing close to a piece of cover, or a health pack. You need to have everybody turn and target this Moira as quickly as possible. You're dead. You're dead. The D.Va is about to come in and utilize her ultimate as well, which is probably going to kill most of your team. You are just out of position right now. If you'd have been closer to a piece of cover, you could have kept everybody alive and saved yourself from Moira. As soon as you got low health, you needed to get out of there. But we're going to watch from here as the D.Va bomb comes in and the Pharah ultimate goes off and kills what I would assume is most of your team. That's your whole team, dude. Everybody but Orisa died to that. Your squad got obliterated. It is what it is. Orisa needs to leave, right? Or just die. That's fine, too. Dying is fine. Don't get the health pack, Orisa. Please, please tell me you didn't get the health pack. It doesn't matter. She's already dead. She dies quickly. Get back up with you guys. That's the most important thing. You guys had a hell of a hold. We don't run out and try and contest this. We wait for the tank. We just wait for the tank at this moment. You are, you're checking your DoorDash is on its way, and you're like, man, this game needs to end quickly, otherwise I'm not going to be able to get my DoorDash. You're looking for your value, you're looking for your place, you can't get out, you can't get out. If you were Moira, you would have been able to fade out of here. You know what I'm saying? And your tank, because you guys lost the checkpoint, has to come from the long spawn, right? So it took her a while to get back. You have no way to escape this unless you go all the way around. Don't forget that this is here, right? You can go down here, you can go around here, and then you come out, and where are you? Right next to your tank, baby. You are here. You're in the fight again. And then you avoid most of that damage because you know that Pharah is shooting you. Kiriko heals you up. The Kiriko is putting herself in a death scenario. But she wins this fight against Moira as long as you keep her alive. You are getting skill orbed into oblivion. The Moira faded behind you. She's got her damage beam on you. The skill orb is killing you. I think you die at this moment. Their Torb is also, that's your Torb. I didn't mean to go back 20 seconds, but we're going to see it from this perspective. You're looking for it. You're looking for it. Here comes Kiriko. She's with you. And right here, right? So this is the moment where you need to see. Right. Bang. You disappear. You go behind the piece of cover. There's Moira. She disappears. She comes back right behind you. And I'm going to play it from here so that you can see where it happens. Bang. There's Moira. Shooting that beam at your back. Potentially killing you. Oh, man. You got out of there with the help of the Kiriko. That is the only reason. That Suzu is the only reason you survived that. Your Torb goes down. We need to keep your Sojourn up. Gotta keep your Sojourn alive right now. Keeping your tank in armor health is great. This is good. And unfortunately, your Sojourn goes down. That was a dangerous res. A very dangerous res. You are in the middle of their team. You're getting shot by their Pharah. You're getting shot by their Diva. Their Moira is on you. You can see that Cassidy is back there killing your Kiriko. I think you die at this moment. And you do. The Torb is back, and this is a good fight for Torb. He gets the kill on the Cass. We're going to turn it around. Your Kiriko's still alive, so you guys are still holding up this defense pretty effectively. Sojourn's still up as well. You guys need to kill this Mercy as quickly as you can. The Sojourn seems to be going for it. She seems to be looking for that Mercy kill, but the Sojourn's about to get dove by the Diva, which is, she dies to that. She loses the fight against the Diva. Let's watch it from the Sojourn's perspective. She just died, all right? She got dove. She got shot. That's the end of her. Your Kiriko's still alive, though, and their Diva is out of mech. No, never mind. I take it back. I thought she was, but based on her animation. Keeping your Orisa alive again. She stays alive forever if you let her, right? I'm gonna put this back on you. You're on your way back. It's a long walk back. Oh, and you're seeing him go down. Your Kiriko goes down. You know you can't win this, right? You can't go in there and do anything right now. It's time to let it go. Who's on your side here? Bastion. Bastion is here. Your tank is extremely low health. She's dead. Don't go in for this res. It's over. No. No. Say it ain't so. No, their whole team was there. No. I know you wanted it. You just gotta let her die. We lost this fight. You see how close they were? We had lost this fight when it was only Orisa left. There was no reason to go back in. You're dead. Tank is dead. Bastion thought better of it. And your Torbjorn came out as well. This is good. No one has cover right now. Kiriko can Suzu and keep everyone alive. But she doesn't think about it. That's unfortunate. If she'd have Suzu'd herself, she would have lived. Okay. Your team is getting pushed on hard. The Moira is going to kill this Bastion. Unless you can get a heal on her. On him. You are all the way back at the spawn. What's keeping you in the spawn? I'm wondering. This is like the third time I've seen you where you spawn up. And like you're here and you wait like 5 additional seconds. Those are crucial seconds that you need. What's keeping you in the spawn right now? Are you just frustrated? That's not good. We need, like, if you're playing comp, you need to go as soon as it comes up, or wait for your team, right? But your tank's already out there. Your tank died already. And that's the end, unfortunately. That's an unfortunate situation. I think that you could have gotten back out there if you'd taken the opportunity as soon as you had it. You also had Valkyrie for that next fight. You could have made it through and potentially contested with the tank if you'd have saved Valk and if you'd have saved your own life. You know, when the tank respawned, you guys could have come back. You used Valkyrie and you could have fought that out. You went in for a crazy res. That was a tough one. You didn't play Moira at the end, which I think you should have. continued to play Moira. I think that's just straight up, in most cases, in almost every scenario, a better pick than Mercy. And I think that if you'd have stayed on Moira, you would have been able to hold it a little bit longer. But in that last fight, you did you threw away your ultimate, and you killed yourself by going in for a res in front of the entire team. You gotta remember, like, when the entire team is looking at you, that's not the time to press the button, right? Like, you just let it go. You see that she's low health. You see that she's critical as you're coming out of the spawn. They have 4 meters to push it until the end. I think at that moment, you just, you let her go. You let her die, and then you go back to where you know she's going to come out so that you can get one more team fight in. Your Bastion did it, and your Bastion would have stayed alive from the aggression of that Moira if you'd have been there to have healed him up as well. So, like, it's something you got to think about. Is it worth it to throw my life away in this scenario? Because you did it in the previous game as well, several times where you went in and it was just you, and like the tank was still alive, but you went in, just you and the tank, against their entire team. Sorry, I have a mustache hair that's driving me nuts. Against their entire team, and the odds of you winning that are pretty much 0, like, almost every time. Like, unless something happens and they all kill themselves at the same time, the odds of you winning that are just basically 0. So, you did good. You played your angles very well. I think you're a strong support player. I think you know what to do in a lot of scenarios, but you got to group up, and you absolutely have to use your moments as you spawn in. Those crucial seconds are important. So use that to assess the situation. Pull up your scoreboard, check and see where people are at. Maybe that is what you were doing, right? Looking at the scoreboard. You want to check your team's ultimates. You want to look at their team, see who's alive, and then base your decision of what you do after that on checking the scoreboard there. You could have come back for one more fight, and I want to thank Storm for sending in that gameplay today. That was a solid game. That was a solid couple of games. I think we did well. I think there are times where we could have done better, and that's going to happen no matter what. But the important thing is that you keep trying. I don't think you got diffed by that Moira as hard as you think you got diffed. Because, like, yes, that Moira was very aggressive, but she was also not healing her team a lot of the time, right? And because of that, her team died a lot of times. And your team was able to capitalize on that several times over. And I think that the Moiras that are the most aggressive and don't know how to balance the two are the ones that are, like, kind of throwing the game, like, low-key throwing the game. Because, like, TikTok Moira does not win you the game past a certain rank. Like, when you get into, like, Plat and you get into Diamond, like, those TikTok Moiras, they will get flamed for not healing. And, like, even in quick play sometimes you see people, like, straight up flame them for not healing. So, like, you also were, like, damaging a little bit more than I think you should have maybe on Moira when you were playing her earlier in the original game and in the first round. In the first round, you were doing really solid on Moira, but in the original game that we were looking at on Lijiang Tower, you definitely damaged more than you needed to when your team needed the healing from you more. And I think one thing that will help you is when you feel like it's time to swap to Mercy, don't swap to Mercy and stay on Moira, or swap to Kiriko if it's not there, because, like, the amount of value that Mercy can put out is directly contributed to by her res, and whether or not her res can actually go off. If it doesn't go off, well, then you kind of have wasted the potential of what could have been a better character, right? Like, you think about Moira compared to Mercy, the damage potential on Moira is so much higher. The ability to secure kills, you can hit people in the sky, like, you can auto damage on Lucio's, you can auto damage on Pharah and Echo, like, the healing orb generates ultimate very quickly. Moira also has the fastest generating support ultimate in the entire game. I don't know if you knew that, but Coalescence is the fastest generating support ult in the whole game. So, like, that is another thing that you got to keep in mind as well. If you're throwing healing orbs for yourself and your team, you'll straight up have more Coalescences than they have for whatever support players they're using. And you will definitely have more Cole than you will Valkyrie. So, whenever you feel like it's time to swap to Mercy, it's probably not, right? Like, it's probably time to just stick it out on that Moira pick and try to play your angles and try to snag kills on people who are low health and take the duels that you can take when your team is safe. Moira's just a better character. There's more ultimate, there's more value even that you can get out of her than you can out of the neutral game of a Mercy. Storm? thank you so much for sending in today's gameplay. Again, if you guys want to have your gameplay reviewed here on the show, you can send me the import code. That is not it. You can send me the import code to DudeNoWayLive@gmail.com, or you can send it to this Discord here. Ignore that import code that I just pasted. I thought I still had it copied, but I don't. You can send me the import code to the Discord. We have a channel called Overwatch 2 Gameplay Reviews, and if you send it over there, I'll be happy to turn it into some content. And yeah, dude, I want to thank everybody for coming out today. It was a fun review. I had a great time. I think because we are like, we're like 17 minutes until the end here, like when I would normally end anyway, I think I'm probably just going to, wait, before I say this, is anyone here that wants to play one game of Overwatch? Because that's what I have time for, is legitimately one game. And like, if nobody says anything, I'm just gonna let the credits roll here, because like I said, we're very close to the end time anyway. So you guys let me know if you're here and you want to play a single game. Then you tell me now. Otherwise, I'm gonna go and make lunch. I'm gonna grab myself some tuna. I prepped some tuna earlier for the week, so I'm gonna be having tuna all week here. I got a I put like a whole pepper. I like minced a whole pepper. I put it in there. I got like half an onion in there. I got some garlic powder. I put like some cheddar cheese inside of it, and I have like a tub of tuna that I'm gonna be eating with spinach and tomato on the sandwich. I don't know if you guys like tuna, but bro, tuna slaps for me. I don't know why it's so good, but it is incredible. It's like some of the best food that I've ever eaten. And it's good for me. Like I'm trying to cut out my carbs as much as I can. So that's for lunch today. And got some mac and cheese for my kid that I'm gonna go heat up for her. Her poor little sick self sitting over there on the couch has been good for 3 hours waiting for me to be done. She said she was hungry like an hour ago, so I'm gonna go make that for her. Again, I want to thank Storm for sending in today's gameplay. I want to thank everybody who came to hang out today. You guys are the real ones. I appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I am Moonchild of DudeNoWay, and I will see you in the next stream. Flo, I saw you. I saw your chat, and I just want to say, I will play one game if you want to get on. But I promised my kid that I would make her lunch here. So we have 15 minutes until the end of the normal stream time. Do you want to get on and play a game? I'll play with you. I said it a minute ago, but I saw as soon as I pressed the button, I saw you say it. Go? All right, sounds good. For everybody that is still watching this, if you're watching this on the replay, I hope you laughed at me coming back just for Flo's one game. But yeah, I appreciate it, Flo. I'll catch you tomorrow, brother. And I'm Moonchild of DudeNoWay. See you guys in the next stream. Take care.